It's tense.
You are listening to the Educated Podcast.
Welcome to the Educated Apes podcast. How's it going?
Alright.
We have I always say how's it going just like as an
someone always has
introduction.
to go, yeah, it's alright.
We have Sean Hickey from Extreme Bean has landed in the AAP studio. We're was it Primal Commando on Insta?
Primal Commando on Insta is my personal one if you want to see me do some weird shit and walking around with my top off a lot.
That's what Batch's Instagram is. Just him with his top off. Some male fetish thing. Was it Big Grizzly Bears or something like that? At Grizzly Bear. Yeah, we were setting this up a little while back, but I was quite surprised it's actually come to fruition. Not to say you're not a man of your word, but to say that it's like, I don't know, if David Beckham went to play for Crewe or something like that.
That's quite a compliment.
I think you're
Never put myself in line with David Beckham before, but I'll take it.
No, I think you're a social maverick, is to say. Is that not?
Yeah.
I'm just it's just the work you're putting online. I'm real, like, I don't know, feel like following people that are that, you know, forthcoming online and putting it's, well, maybe your brand, maybe your work, whatever, but it's motivating. So it is.
Oh, I'm glad.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else follows them, but
I hope you all do.
you better.
It's gonna be awkward.
We've stepped up our social, haven't we, since being in contact. Well,
Me and you.
Instagram in particular, because we feel like Facebook's against us. I feel like Facebook's a conspiracy.
Yeah, Facebook is a bit of a conspiracy because, like, the way they run it is they're just like, now it's a full, like, if you don't have money, you're not getting out there.
Yeah, actually, that's what I said.
They put out to how it works. I mean, someone might be shouting down saying you've got it wrong, but how I believe it works is they put you out to a sample audience, like 10%, and if they like and engage with it, they put it out to a few more and a few more. But to get to your full audience who like you is nigh on impossible
Unless you're paying a fortune.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I put a bit of money into Facebook ads and that because I have to, but most of mine comes through Instagram.
Yeah.
Mostly Instagram, but starting trying to push onto other platforms now.
Sorry, it's terrible of me. Can you move your mic up just a tad? I set it up as well. Like tilt it.
Oh,
Gonna-
is that a mare?
Go demolish it. Oh no,
That's why I just push it.
it's bouncing around. Oh, should I just sit lower? Slouch?
Do
Does that work?
Yeah, Aaron will sort it
Yeah.
out. What was I going to say? Didn't Instagram get taken over by Facebook though? So they were like,
Yeah. So I mean, what they have
no,
now
it's the wrong one,
started
Aaron.
doing.
It's this one closest.
What professional as ever.
Up and then tighten.
I'm a social maverick, you know. I'm expecting professional.
Yeah, we can't do this.
Let's come here to learn how to
Do a podcast.
Is that better?
That's perfect.
So they took over Instagram, but what they've got to do first is get it up to such a level that they can then start charging money and it makes sense.
Yeah.
So you might notice on Instagram now when you have a post that's slightly successful, you get a little thing up saying this post is doing better than 75% of others, because they want you to start pushing money into it. And it will, in the next 18 months, go like Facebook, and something else will crop up, some new platform. So it's a full-time job, you know, keeping up with what's going on, figuring it out, working out the new algorithms, and then jumping onto other platforms and trying to take it on.
I feel like it's a bit bogus as well. So where we've experimented boosting posts and stuff like that, well, you'll see a contrast. Like we had a post of a podcast from when we did the May Mac pre-thing, and it got like 500 odd likes.
Yeah.
And the vast majority of those accounts, I know they did a big clear out about a couple of years ago, where they cleared out all these bot accounts and fake accounts, but 500 odd, and quite a few of them seem to be bogus accounts.
You get them. It's annoying more than anything because you can't really measure your success because you've got some shit bot accounts on there.
Like your Twitter's plagued with them, innit? Or
Like I've sort of come away from Twitter because I just found it hard to engage with. I think that there's not as many people using it now, or those that are sort of setting who they're with, and I found that the engagement is much harder. But Instagram, every time I put some on, it's like dreamwear apparel or something, they come up with a it's not even English, it's just like odd words. So there's still spammy accounts out there, but they have cleared a lot out. It caught a lot of people out, didn't it, as well, because all of a sudden overnight the followers dropped from like 300,000 to like 10.
I lost 1.2 million followers and now I'm down to about 500.
A few quid lost there then.
No, they say Kim Kardashian lost like 10 million followers, didn't she, on Instagram?
They're saying Bieber had a load as well, like bots. Or
I
whatever.
don't know.
I think it's strange, but people people buy them and stuff, don't they? We had a friend that bought a load just for fun.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Oh no, he did it even sadder way, didn't he? He got an app where the people have like a high follower to following ratio, and he just kept clicking, and it brings them all up for you, and you just go tap 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 tap, and then they all follow you back. And then when he got to like 50,000 followers on Twitter, he just went back up the other way and went tap 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 tap. Ended up following about 800 and have 50 odd thousand followers. And then that's weeded it down over the last 4 years to like 8,000 followers.
It's not about that.
Because they've all started cottoning on that he doesn't follow back.
Well, like people, it's all about that thing of, oh, look how many people follow me. I'm popular, but you're not, and everyone knows it. Like, you know, a friend of mine did it. Obviously, I won't say who he is because he'd best be listening. But he did it. He went from like 2,000 to 10,000 overnight, and I'm like, come on, man. Everyone knows what you're doing. And he said, oh, you know, it looks good for my business and stuff like that. I'm like, well, no, it don't, because now your engagement's rubbish, so everyone knows that you've bought them.
Yeah.
And like, you know, we've just hit 2,000, and you know, we've worked hard for it, but we've got good loyal following. And when we put something on, they engage with it. So, and I know that they're, you know, converting to customers rather than just people that are going to like things and stroke my ego a bit, but then I've got a mortgage to pay.
Yeah, it must be frustrating when you know you're doing this for a living. Do you know what I mean? There's something you've got to... There's an end product, whereas we're sort of just like throwing it out there. Do you want me to shut the blinds, mate? Are you...
No, I'm alright, don't you worry, mate.
I like how he's casting on his face.
Yeah, look at it. It's like, it's illuminated. He's like Jeebus. Which side?
I'm like a heavenly figure today.
Which side is it?
Today's guest is the Holy Spirit.
So you bought us some. What have we named this? Is it just cold brew?
So it's cold brew, yeah.
We haven't even got into what he does.
No, we're going to get there through this. This is the medium.
It's a gateway. It's a gateway.
Yeah. He's ruined it now.
So it's cold brew. So oh fucking hell, got a bit excited there. Started shouting. So it's brewed 24 hours in cold water. It's high as fucking caffeine. Like, it will blow your head off a bit. It's meant to be like a concentrate, but you can drink it straight.
So like drinking Ribena without putting water in it.
Yeah, like that. Which, you know, for the crazy kids out there,
heavy bacon. I've done it by accident on several occasions.
Heavy bacon.
Chronic shit.
But yeah, because it's done in cold water, it changes the acidity levels, and like I was saying before, it's a sciencey shit, but I hate the sciencey side of it, being that bell end that talks about, you know, the arty side of hints of tobacco and cranberry, and you're just like, oh come on, it just tastes nice.
A bullshit chemist. Josh has gone full balls deep there.
No, I used to dabble in cold brewing coffee and kombucha and stuff like that. So,
kombucha's nice, yeah.
But not got the time now. Not got time for that.
You used to make it your own. Use your own.
Yeah, I used to brew. Was it just cold brew?
You used to do cold brew. You used to do kombucha.
Yeah. Cold brew's nice. Like, if you
can smell it from here.
It's like whiskey.
I was going to put whiskey in, but thought
the
that
apprehension.
might be another level.
Do you want one for it?
Yeah, we'll do, please. I'm scared of hitting this mic.
Say when.
I'll just keep going.
Just keep going.
That'll do that, yeah.
Is the coffee bad? Of course he wants a strong
coffee. I am not worthy.
I'm not as ridiculous.
What, you want like a thimbleful?
Well, I don't even like black coffee normally, so
I'll have a sip of that.
Well, you might like
on your
this.
chest.
I might like this.
So explain why it's different. The acidity.
So because it's done for in cold water, it's a different chemical reaction. So you do a coarse grind, which means like really thick. It goes in cold water for 24 hours. You know, at least 12, and it just brings out a different flavour, different texture. It's smooth. You can add it to hot water and stuff like that, but you know, it should taste completely different to just. I mean, you might say not, but just to coffee that's been made and goes cold.
Yeah.
And with it being, it's one of our blends, the Focus Fuel blend that we got on there. It's a little bit sweeter as well.
Yeah, it is actually sweet.
That's nice. Cheers, guys.
Cheers for that.
Oh shit, and destroying the place.
That's alright. The place gets destroyed by
That's just
sweet.
My initial assessment.
What?
Our resident coffee expert, apart from yourself, of course. You know, you've obviously had it before where you forget that you've made a brew, and then you think, oh shit, there's a full mug there, and you've made I don't know, you don't really like black coffee, I know you do. You've made a hot coffee, and you've had to have like an instant coffee, so you've got a Nescafe Original black coffee there. If you're at work, railway life, Nescafe Original.
So,
and then you've left it to go cold,
if you've had
and you have it cold, and just go to take a sip of it, and it's like... You can't do it. That is legit a nice drink.
Yeah,
that
that's
doesn't
that,
have
I
'cause
actually like that. and I
instant
don't
has
like
that
coffee.
bitter hit to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I hate instant with a passion, and like,
Yeah.
and I get it's convenient for people, but I'm like, well, so would be injecting your muscles with oils or whatever to make them big, but you go to the gym, you train to look good over time, and if you can't be asked to wait you can do a decent coffee in a cafeteria in 4 minutes. If you can't be asked to do that, then come on, what is it?
Don't drink.
What is life?
So when's the Extreme Instant coming out?
As soon as I need some more money.
We need the turnover, guys. Fucking just grind it up.
So go on then. You have your own. Well, yeah. Let's start. You have your own coffee company.
Yeah. So I don't know where to start with this.
I know it's a big subject.
I mean, it's one of those where you're like, well, my whole life's been the journey to this moment. Back when I was 8. But yeah, it's a coffee company, essentially. So we started up earlier this year, and I was looking for something to do.
No, go on.
Oh, that's nice.
And
Yeah.
God has arrived also.
I was going to open a coffee shop. I went and did all my training and whatnot, did spreadsheets and that, worked it out, and the cost was like 40 grand, for a decent one. And I was like, oh God, I don't want to do that. So I thought, right, what can I do in the meantime? Looked into coffee. I can't take pre-workout because I'll buzz my head off and then just like crash. So I wanted something that I could drink before a workout. It was high in caffeine, but didn't have that horrible bitterness to it, which a lot of high caffeine, the Robusta beans do. And I do CrossFit, so it's quite intense, and I'd be like burping and nearly throwing up like coffee taste in my mouth. So looked at developing a blend of beans which brought out a natural sweetness to it, and that's how we started in February. Since then it's grown into a bit more of a social media scene as well. I wanted an account where I didn't have to be serious, having come from a corporate background and the military before that. I was just fed up of being like stuck in rules and regulations and shit, and now I can just make daft memes and porn memes and put them out there, and it's good for business. So that's how it came about.
You put a fantastic porn meme on a couple of weeks ago, and I was legitimately pissing myself laughing. I can't remember what it
As
was
is a
now.
meme connoisseur.
These ones with these,
I'm
the
a-
girls that are like pulling the faces with the text.
Fuck, it's deep.
Yeah, I think I've got one that's lined up, saved in my drafts, and I'm not sure if it's a bit too edgy to put out there. It's like
Put it out.
It's like a Saturday at like
no
11
question.
p.m.
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Slip it in on
Yeah.
Slip it in for all the people with insomnia.
I was going to do it on
your
Sunday
coffee.
morning, just to like, boom, there you are, good morning.
Oh,
But
shit,
I
yeah.
thought, oh no, maybe not. So I'm holding on to it at the minute. It's a gay porn meme, so it's a bit more.
There it is. When she opens up your extreme being and takes that first sniff, it's fucking. That made me piss. Dude, there's the other one that you put on with the when someone puts the kettle on and it hits home. It's perfect. That when you hear someone put the kettle on, it's fucking perfect.
That's it. I mean,
Oh yes.
it's weird that part of my life now is to sit on the sofa and like say to everyone, stay away from me, and look through memes and then just think. I just see one and think, oh, I can use this, I can change that, and I'm just used to, I'll drop out shit one-liners and stuff like that, and being able to put it into this is actually quite nice. It's doing a job that is really, it's like, how is this a job?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we all want to be. as
Yeah.
well.
It is the dream, but I don't think people have got the work ethic to put it in.
Yeah,
And
I
it's-
think everyone should do it. Everyone should chase what they want to do in a perfect world and do whatever and say, you know what, I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to do this, but it's hard. Like last night at 11:30 at night, I was packing orders up, and I usually get to bed about 1 with it, but I enjoy it, so it's not a chore. But in other businesses, I know that it's not as easy, and it's one of those where I would advise everyone to give what they want to do a go, but I know it's not that simple.
No.
I think it's just scary for most people, isn't it?
It is.
Especially if you've got yourself to a stage where you're doing quite well at a career that's monotonous as fuck, but it's got a decent turnover of.
Yeah,
You've got a decent standard of life.
you get comfortable.
Yeah.
Like with all, with training, you might train in a certain way with certain people, and then if you want to get better and improve, you need to put yourself out there and try something new. But people like routine and comfort. So in my last job, I was working shit hours. I had a huge office that I sat in, didn't see anybody. I was training manager for the company. I hated it. I had to leave the house at 6:30 in the morning, got back at 6:30 at night, but it paid well and had a good bonus at the end of the year, and that sort of kept me in there. And I thought, oh, it's worthwhile, and one day I'll go off and do this. And then one day I was just like, fuck this. I think the owner like sold his car and got a new one in. It was a new sports car again, and I'd asked for a pay rise, and he was just like, no, the company can't afford it at the moment. And I was like, what is that out there? Yeah, why not just kick me in the teeth? So I thought, well, I'll take a risk and put my notice in and left.
Jeez, yeah.
That's it.
Fair play.
It's having some bollocks though, innit, to do that. Like,
Admiration for the people who have the bollocks to do that as well, because that is a fierce move.
I mean, it was one of those where I had to do something, because I got to the point where once you get the idea in your head, you have to make that jump, otherwise it's just going to eat away at you. And I'm quite an impulsive person anyway, so to wait 3, 4, 5 months like I did was torture. So, like I say, I wasn't the bravest man in the world. I didn't just quit one day and go into something else. I did line other little pieces up, like I do a bit of work on the side, which enabled me to know that, I could at least pay my mortgage. But when was it now? April, May time, I bought a car because I had a company car that I'd hand in. It broke down. I just spent 1,500 quid on it. That was all I had, and I literally didn't have a way to get to work. And I remember sitting in a car park, and I had another Instagram account at the time, recording the process of the journey, which I haven't picked up again. But I was just like nearly crying, like just so depressed, just sat in this car like, oh God, I'm going to be homeless. But it picked up.
Yeah, and it worked out.
Yeah.
And now you get to do things like on the Educated Apes podcast.
Yeah.
You've made it.
That's it. You've made it now.
I know. It's weird because, like, I do actually listen. I was saying I subscribed after we met at an MMA event. BJJ.
Yeah. Well, I'll give a shout out Becky because she's been on the podcast.
Right. Yeah.
Becky Bursnell. She runs like an all-star BJJ. I think it's in Stoke, Manchester. I think it's around. Yeah, and like that's her own. It's a well put together, and she has like stores on the side, and you were one of these stores. Yeah,
she's so sound as well. Like we got an event cancelled that week, so I just put out on Instagram, and somebody said, "Oh, I know somebody." And we got in touch with Becky, and she was like, "Yep, come on down." A lot of organisers are like, "Yeah, it's going to cost you this much to come, and you have this space," and she was just really sound about it. So we went down, we had a quality day, met yourself, met some other cool guys. And we're going back there on 11th of November for the next one.
Yeah, I'll be there as well, but competing obviously.
Yeah. Did you manage to catch it, Josh, pulling an anaconda out? And
no, there wasn't any of that.
No, but bought some coffee, so liked that.
Bought some more as well.
And it was and I think we got a delivery somewhere down here, a little black package.
It's down there. But yeah, no, I started drinking it, and these will know I'm sort of into coffee on like a level where I can I'll have like a machine, a grinder, and cafetières or whatever. I want to try this AeroPress as well because I was looking on their website the other day, just trying to figure out like what the difference was. But
I'm not
smiling.
I'm enjoying your story. I'm enjoying your story.
He's engaged for like a minute just to jump in and jibe.
I'm not gonna jibe.
Yeah, this AeroPress. I wanted to know what was different with the whole like how it filters it out.
Yeah, I mean that sort of summarises like the coffee business, like the wine thing. They just don't give you a straight answer.
No.
So I'm going to dance around it now. So the AeroPress is basically it's like a filter machine, like almost like a cafetière, but you've got a filter paper inside, so you can get a finer grind.
Yeah.
Which means you can get a stronger brew in a shorter time. And it's a clean drink because all the coffee grounds are caught in that paper. Rather than a cafetière, it can taste quite muddy because it's just like a sieve.
Yeah.
And you can get bits in there. So it's 2 minutes. I mean, they say 20 seconds. That's bullshit. It's like 2 minutes, really strong brew. And to clean it, you just take the end off and in the bin and it's done.
Yeah, we've all seen the videos of people who are getting impatient with the cafetières as well.
Oh, and they squirt. You need to stir it.
I've been
that layer of coffee sitting on top, stopping you push the plunger.
I think that's one of the other porn memes I made about when your plunger comes out in your AeroPress.
Oh my God, there's so much.
But... What? Go on.
So you've gone from I want a coffee shop to I want to blend my own coffee.
Yeah.
Where's the middle bit? Who did you find?
It's like the missing link in evolution.
How did you find a supplier of coffee? Did you? Are you shipping it in from Colombia or some shit?
So yeah, I mean we're not. Whoa. What is it? Colombia's second biggest export.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we all know what the first is.
Well, this might as well be the first. It's going to send us off our tits.
It's good. Yeah, so I started off with that. I did some training. Obviously, when you're in that, I was training to be a barista. You get to meet people in there, ask them where their suppliers are from, and get talking. And then I went to someone. I said, "This is what I want," and they were like, "No, just take our blend, relabel it." And I was like, "I don't want that. I want what I want specifically because I want to sell it and market it to the fitness market because that's what I wanted." So it just came about just through talking to people, which is how the business has evolved, really. Just getting to know people, and people help you out, and you know, look out for each other when you're friendly. Because I didn't have a clue what to do. Like, I remember sitting there on my laptop one day, just like, how do I start a business?
Did you go on that like wiki how?
I genuinely googled how to start a business, and it was like, you need to register with Companies House, and I was like, oh god, what does that mean?
See, I've done it, and it's a fucking blag.
Yeah,
it was giving me grief literally today, and I won't discuss it. But fuck, it is the hardship of having to get your insurances in order, you're registered to Companies House, then you think you're registered, and you have to send another form out to them, your confirmation details and all that. It's just I have got an abundance of paperwork that I don't know what to do with in my Dropbox.
Yeah,
it's heavy bacon.
It was even things like they were saying, "Oh, you need your minutes from your first board meeting." I was like, "What are you on about?" Shit. I was like, "It's just me. There isn't a board meeting.
Just you looking at memes, talking to your dog."
Sean sits down.
Did they really ask you for that?
Yeah, so it said like you needed this and that because we're setting up a limited company.
Yeah.
So in the end, I was like looking, I was like, I don't get it, and some company did it for 40 quid online, and like within the hour they'd set me up, and I was like, sound.
I did exactly the same.
It's just, I mean, it's probably dead simple. They're probably in partnership, aren't they, where they like make it look really complicated so that you end up paying out, you know, keep the economy going and all that.
Well, some people that say social media is complicated, but you know, like you seem to know the ins and outs of it.
To a degree, yeah.
For a guy to make it in social media without tits, contour tits, or
I've been thinking of getting him done.
You're getting a booty app, aren't you? I saw you downloading it.
Oh, what, a booty implant?
No, booty app.
Like I need that. I got cake, bro. It's the titties I need. Or how to contour them.
But yeah, Insta's full of that, isn't it? Like
it's so annoying as well because, like, you'll put something out that's quality, or you'll see somebody put out something that's really well put together and like a bare, honest sort of caption, and it'll do all right. And then some girl will just put a picture of her arse up and talk about, I don't know, Monday motivation that's got no relation to her arse, and basically all these blokes are going, yeah, I'll double tap that.
You get all these Middle Eastern guys going, be my wife. All the fucking creepy ass comments.
And then on the flip side, they also get all the girls as well going, oh, baby, look amazing and stuff like that. And you're just like, well, no one does that to me when I get my stomach out.
I'm all for girls commenting on girls' photos because there's too many, like, highly strung... Like, my missus is different than that. She's like, if she sees one, or I'm scrolling on Insta, even if I'm just scrolling, she'll dog's drinking. She'll put a finger on my phone and scroll back and go, who's that? Like, just or why are you following her? And I'll have to like explain, like, oh, so one day I was looking through, and no, I'm joking, but she will. There's different sides, isn't there? Like, I guess some girls are like girl power, and some girls are like...
I just like the ones that are like Janet from fucking Grimsby telling Beyonce that she looks stunning.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Killed it again, bae.
Yeah, talking to her like she's a mate. Do you know what I mean? Like, Beyonce's going to reply back, oh, cheers, Janet. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I've never got my head round it.
Or like they'll defend them.
Yeah.
And like put posts about them. Oh, this girl's so inspirational. Like, well, you clean ovens. What's she inspiring you to do?
We've managed to get the dog out of the room. He's
He'll start barking at his
if he does,
like
we'll
a water
back in.
buffalo.
He's a rule upon himself.
He's the man round the house, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I'm the bitch.
Should we pour some of this into his bowl?
He doesn't need
Just
perking
comes
up,
back
mate.
in like that.
Chew through the door.
Like fucking that scene off The Shining.
Did you have to...
Here's Opie.
Did you have to convince anyone close to you, like, I'm going to do this? You know, like, I've seen this on a girl I know from school, and I won't put a name out there, but she
knows who
she's doing like a many-vid sort of thing. She was like, you know, where they go on like, they're a cam girl or whatever.
Right.
And I think she put a post on her Twitter about how she had to tell her parents.
Oh,
so I feel like you converting to coffees, like, you got to tell your parents. You know what I mean? Like, or people close to you, like, look, I'm gonna, you know, up sticks, fuck off the corporate world, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
He's going upstairs.
No, the dog's no, Oh,
We
just
need
sit
that.
down.
We need that hanging
go on,
cat.
I've been sabotaged.
No, yeah, go on.
We're currently experiencing technical difficulties.
Yeah, I mean, this
Yeah, I
time
can still.
with this, I've got one ear.
Yeah, we can still do. It'll still record fine.
Come on.
I've got no ears. I'm unplugged.
All right.
So that this time it weren't too bad, and I think it's down to in the past I've had like big steps, and people have like, God, this sounds so big-headed. People like doubted me, and then I've been like, and that fires me on. So when I was 16, I looked at joining the army.
Yeah.
But the career that I was sort of set on for was, so everyone thought was school, college, uni, go on and do that and then just get a job. But I did one of those career test things and it said join the Royal Marines, and I was like, all right, quality, I'll do that.
Yeah. So you jumped in the Royal Marines.
Well, tried to. I went to the army office not knowing there was a difference, and they were like, oh no, that's different, join this. So I went in, but as I was joining, like I remember my mum saying like, look, Sean, that's not you. You're not a soldier. You're not meant to do that.
Yeah.
And I was like, right, well, fuck you then. So I went in, and anyway, I joined up. I'd passed my commando course. Was an army commando for 8 years. Did several tours of Afghan. And then when I came to get out, they were like, oh no, you're a career soldier. That's what you're doing. You don't want to come out and do the corporate thing. So I came out, did the corporate thing, and did it quite well. So when it came into this, people like put those close to me were just like, yeah, all right, go and do it if that's what you want to do.
Oh, because you've already done it 3 or 4 times. Like,
Yeah.
twice at least. Jumped into things people said you shouldn't.
Yeah, gone completely different. I mean, people sort of passed the advice on. They were like, "Oh, how is it going to work? How are you going to do this and that?" Which I didn't really know, to be honest. Still don't know sometimes. You
No,
sort of
just
go
make
along with
it
it.
up.
Yeah, but it works. And it got there, and I think it's good to have people sort of doubt you. I personally do it sometimes because you've got a point to prove.
Yeah.
It's dead typical, specifically of blokes as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
They'll do the like thing, one thing to. They're far more likely to do exactly the opposite, and especially if you put them down.
yeah,
If they've got enough about them, you really should be reacting to. Because most of the time, like you say, there'll be people who told you when you were setting this up, like, oh, it's not a good idea, it's a risk, it's that, it's blah. But it's usually because they're too scared to do it themselves.
Yeah.
So they look upon it
and
negatively.
they're protecting you. They don't.
Yeah.
People don't want to see people they care about hurt, and they don't want to see them fail. So my mate, Kyle, one of my best mates, owns a milkshake shop where you
Yeah.
choose. I want Cadbury, this and that stuck in there. Oh, dropping brands left, right,
That's
centre.
fine. They're not going to sue us. Say what you want. They won't hear it.
We've got
They're
far
actually
too much
listening.
corporate power.
And when he was doing it, we were hungover in Leeds, and we went to one of these milkshake shops, and he goes, "Oh, I'm going to open a milkshake shop," and I was like, "Ah, man, come on, that's daft. Don't be stupid." And now it's in Burnley, and it's the milkshake shop to go to. Someone proposed in there the other day.
Really?
Yeah, it's yeah.
That's a bit extreme, that, isn't it? I love
Yeah.
milkshakes that much. We're going to.
He didn't put it in a milkshake. How thick
No,
are
they
these straws?
did. They put it in the milkshake in a little plastic bag to protect it, and then like
I
massive
was going to
thick
propose
straw.
to her, but she asphyxiate. I've fucked that up completely. Asphyxiated and I choked to death.
Yeah.
It was easy.
No,
You
it's
tried to go posh and fucked it up.
I mean, I don't. You can usually say that word, but I've had too much caffeine. And this shit is hard. And
I
it's
can
gone out
actually
of me.
feel my head picking up, and like my eyes, it's like being forced wide away.
Yeah,
from
I mean,
this.
I've never experienced this or any other form of enhancement.
What's going on at this? Like,
Allegedly.
look at him. He's like a little crack addict now.
I love it, mate.
He's had one. He was scared of it to begin with.
I have a really high caffeine intake anyway, and this shit's just like enabled me.
I think the
I've
bottle
relapsed.
enhances it too, because it's a big glass bottle with cork in, so it looks like it means business.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
and
It
it
looks.
fucking does.
I was
as well.
going to bring it in a shaker, but it's not quite the same.
No, it's not. It looks
Should have
good,
brought in
isn't
a
it?
decanter. Let it air. let it breathe. Let it breathe.
I'll start
Crystal
doing
glasses and everything. The
that.
word.
Is it where they flick them and they're like, oh yeah, good
Yeah.
sound. It's got an echo to it.
Right, so anyway, this guy proposed at a milkshake shop.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, what?
I mean, obviously I weren't there, and he weren't there actually. His staff were in.
Oh, that's a bit gutty.
But he was away in Marbella. But yeah, so they had it written in like chocolate sauce on this waffle plate.
Yeah.
Like, will you marry me? And then like they must have had to put the hand in the milkshake and take the bag out and pull the ring out. But yeah,
That's serious. That's a serious love for milkshakes. Matt, you're proposing a milkshake shop.
I suppose in Burnley there's not much else going on.
I was going to say, the further up north you get, the weirder it gets, doesn't it? Like,
I mean, like you're either going to do it at Turf Moor, or at Weatherspoons. I mean, Burnley's nightlife is dead. It used to be quality, and now it's gone. So milkshake shops are where it's at.
I don't know.
Spoons.
People are talking
Milkshake shop on
about
the
European
photograph.
football coming to Turf Moor. It might pick up.
I'd like it to. I mean, I've had to drop my season ticket this year because we started up the business. I couldn't afford it, like with some other stuff. So I'd love to see it pick up and to be back there for that.
Expenses,
because-
mate. Expenses.
Yeah. Put it
Yeah, you
through.
get a
Dodgy.
corporate box. That's what you need. An extreme beam box.
Oh well, that's what I sort of said when I dropped it. Like my nan, bless her, she's like, I'll pay for your season ticket this year, Sean. I'm like, no, because I can't get there. I've got to do things on a Saturday too now, and Sunday when the games are on. But my dream is to go back with a box or sponsor a stand or something like that, and just sort of come back in and like, I'm back, bitches.
The extreme bean end.
Yeah,
Turf Moor.
might anger some of the fans, but fuck them.
There's absolutely no reason not as well. Especially with there's like a lot of things, especially when they're plugged properly on social media, and obviously you're really up on that game. For some reason, coffee seems to be one of the things that everyone's going. It's on a massive exponential rise at the moment,
Massive.
and it's like you've potentially caught that wave at the perfect time.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bit. I've noticed a lot of companies start up. There was some there before us in a similar scene, and then there's others that have come up in the same market because I think the entry level isn't. It's not the most impossible. I mean, I did it with no experience. Other people are doing the same. But there's also that established sort of hierarchy, like Pact and all them that have the market. They've got millions coming in. And to look at taking on them, you've got to do something different to stand out. And what we're doing is making it interesting, making it funny. So it's not just getting up and making a brew in the morning. It's people are taking pictures of it and putting it online because it's associated with having a laugh and
making a
messing about.
community of it. Yeah.
So like we say, we wanted to create like a sort of culture. So I've got other plans with the brand. When I was like coming like up here, I was told like don't be saying too much because people might listen. You have a thing of talking and giving away what you're doing. I'm like, no, it'll be fine, but I'm gonna do it anyway. But
Oh no, I don't want you to get in trouble.
I won't get in trouble. It's just
So you did
these other
bring your
directors.
business strategy, didn't you? Because we were going to post a PDF along with the podcast.
Well, the thing is, like, the argument, because the brand ambassador program that I opened, I told some, like, I'm friendly with some other companies about it, and they sort of went and did a little bit of the same. So it was said like, oh, you shouldn't tell people because obviously they're going to copy. And I was like, well, I'm confident that I could put my exact plans for the next 5 years out online and give it to my competition. I'm still going to smash them because they haven't got that work ethic and they're not going to drive for it. I mean, they might do. They're out there working hard, but I'll sit up at 3 a.m. engaging with people and looking at what I'm doing because I want to make it work and I want to push it. And so the plans, I don't really care who knows. Because I'm still gonna be better than them. So we've got a clothing line dropping. Boom.
Well, there we go. See, exclusive.
Everyone's like, that's an anticlimax.
It's an EAP exclusive. You heard it here first.
So that should be ready for Christmas. So we're just trialing all that at the minute, which is exciting because it's something totally different. And I mean, we're not just having shit stuff done. We're having the proper stuff because people want it. People
got all your
asking
hats
for it.
and that. Like, obviously, you've got the hat on.
So I bought.
There you go. People can see that now.
So I got these. I got one in at first because I wanted to wear it, and people asked about it. So I bought like a couple more in, and they sold, and they kept going. And I was just like, oh, people actually want to wear it, which is mad. I mean, I made a few limited run T-shirts which people bought, and I was just like, people are wearing a brand that we came up with, and that's mental.
Yeah, you've got it spot on with the graphics as well. It's something appealing to wear, even like irregardless if you're part of the community or you buy the coffee or you follow the Insta. You've done something where it's actually aesthetic.
Yeah, and that's when I sat down, I said I want people to advertise for me by wanting to be a part of the brand and putting it on social media. And I've got non-coffee drinkers that talk to me online and follow and interact, and so like here we go again. So I'm bringing out a tea because people.
I was going to ask you about that. Are you going to do teas?
Yeah. So we've got 2 blends that we've been working on because obviously it needs to fit in with the brand. Still needs to be extreme. Still needs to be the energy and stuff. So we've got a black tea blend coming out and a green tea blend. So we're just trialing that at the moment.
Nice.
But you're still gonna keep the name.
I've only just realised that was drinking tea. I thought that was slang for T-shirts.
Oh, I mean, I am cool, but
Shit.
Yeah, no drinking tea.
I
So,
think a clothing brand will have t-shirts.
It's when he
I think
said,
they'll
it's
have
when he
it
said
too.
green
He's
tea.
just given
And I
us two
went,
exclusives, and you thought they were the same one.
it's like when he was on about tea and he said green tea. I was like, I've seen yellow, I've seen red, and I'm like, it's not the green one yet. And then I've gone, fuck, he means green tea. I love green tea.
Yeah, so we've got like it's like a big leaf. It's got a proper name, but I call it big leaf green tea. So like you can make it in a cafetiere. So I've brought teas out that you can make using the equipment you use to make coffee.
Right.
So that then people who have coffee aren't going, oh, fucking, I'm going to go buy a teapot now. Yeah.
All the other shit that goes
Yeah.
along with it.
And them cool little arty like glass teapots with the dipping
Not
strainers.
cool.
Strainers, I still can't work out. I like green tea, and when it gets given to me loose leaf, I can't fucking. I
want
have
it in a
no
bag.
idea, and I
Yeah.
end up just stomaching the leaves. Like,
Fermenting in your stomach.
I just let green tea in a bag.
I know, but that's where it puts. I mean, green tea is pretty easy, but where a lot of the time, especially if you're at work and you're in a rush, coffee is the most convenient because it's like that. But then you've got to wait for it. You've got to wait for a good cup of tea. Or if you're doing it properly, you've got to wait.
Yeah, you can't mess about with tea. Especially if you're from halfway up north or further.
Not in Yorkshire. If you
Yeah.
fuck about with a cup of tea, I had a boss from Yorkshire. Proper tea, that proper tea. Brings his own tea bags and everything.
Yeah.
Proper tea.
I mean, it's like going to work and having to drink instant coffee.
Yeah.
So I now carry, like in my bag and stuff, an AeroPress and a bag of coffee.
Does it have a straw coming out?
Camel back, proper hiking camel back.
Got one of these in his bag, just a full bottle of cold brew. He's like straw permanently in his mouth off his tits, walking around.
But we have got travel mugs now, just pointing that out there, which have gone really well. I don't know if I brought one. I should have done.
Yeah.
But they're going out there, so like one of the things doing at the minute is posting pictures of people drinking it wherever they go, sort of thing. Like, you don't just have to sit and drink it in your kitchen like crying at 5 a.m. You can take it out on the road.
It is a travel mug, guys. So you were saying it's developed a scene, but do you feel like that lends itself to the, gotta say it now, it's the CrossFit scene? Like, are you? Yeah.
He loves CrossFit.
Yeah. So
Who, me?
I purposely
No, obviously he does
marketed-
it. He loves it. Yeah, he does it.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I'm one of these culty ones. I've done all sorts of
You've
stuff.
told
you
us a
did
couple of
tell us.
times.
Told us twice.
I love it.
Starting to think that you are starting a cult. It's like reverse psychology that I'm not taking to.
You're all coming in. So the CrossFit market loves a fad. It loves to be attached to things. It has big brands, and I could see that. And so I started in that market specifically because they like it and they shout about it, and they're not ashamed to put pictures of themselves online and doing stuff. So that's why I started with that. And now, like we are, like I say, we went to the BJJ event, so we're moving into sort of that. We've got a pro BMXer on as a sponsored athlete, so we're going to start going to like outdoor biking things, because I don't just want to be, as much as it's been amazing for us, I don't want to be pigeonholed into a CrossFit coffee company, because there's so many of them.
Yeah.
And like I said, I want to rival the likes of Red Bull. I want to host events. I want to put shit on a big scale once we get going. So
That's dreaming big, that.
Yeah, well,
You got it, haven't you?
yeah.
Yeah, we want our own TV show.
You
I'm
could do
not
it
joking.
soon. There's a Facebook Watch, I think it's called, coming out, where you this trial in America where you stream TV shows essentially.
Yeah.
That'd be
Well,
awesome.
that's the way it's going to be, and everything's going to be on the internet.
Kind of. We already kind of have. We have once a week. We have an episode on that people can watch.
Yeah, but it's
We're basically X Factor.
Yeah.
we just
Less
need
sob
to
stories
Yeah,
or more.
It depends.
depends who we got on.
yeah.
Well, Aaron's a walking sub story.
I know. I like to be dramatic.
Do you know Aaron's going into his own MMA fight and he's done zero
I
training?
heard
Zero?
I heard something about it, because obviously I started listening after we met, so I don't know if I missed something. So are you doing this like no experience going into a fight?
No, I got dropped from the UFC. No, yeah, it's the best. Like, I've done some grappling with Josh, and I've messed about with the odd thing here and there, and it was more for just a laugh than anything. Something to, because I used to be in the gym all the time, and the motivation was just punani.
Yeah.
So
Now you've lost that.
now that I'm
Now he's got a kid on the
now
way.
that I'm settled, I've got a kid on the way. I kind of lost the motivation. So I thought, fuck it, I'll go for something and actually train towards it. And it's not worked out. I'm still doing this, and I've done more training than probably most. They've set it up a bit like tough.
Right. Yeah.
So I've done more training.
Are you all in
than-
like a house? And I'm joking.
Yeah. Well, I'm living with I'm sharing a room with the guy I'm gonna fight. But,
Sharing a bed.
Yeah, so I've done more. I do more training than the majority of people there, which is pretty
Minimal.
I don't know. I'm trying not to be insulted. I don't know how many of them listen,
All of them.
but it's just something to go for. It'd be a bit of a laugh, be an excuse
Yeah.
for the lads to get on the piss in Wigan, and
Quality place.
yeah, just hope I don't get my head smashed in.
See, that'd be motivating me day in,
Yeah.
day out. I'd be going to sleep thinking someone else is like,
Yeah.
getting up jogging.
I
and-
don't-
He'd be
I
doing the
don't give a fuck
podcast
about
on
stuff
that
like-
exercise bike right down if you have a fight coming up, and you're here
I can't.
smashing coffee.
Yeah,
I can't
this is
stand-
perfect.
You should. So he's hoping this is going to get him through, and then he can ask you to sponsor him for
Yeah.
his next fight.
A rumour. This is another EAP exclusive. I'm going to be on Dana White looking for a fight. Hashtag white collar MMA.
We'll put some badges or make you a shirt or something for your fight.
What?
do that.
And then he go no, because he will not endorse. Like, you'd need like an emblem of a fat guy or something, or some really like. No, honestly,
What the fuck are you trying to say?
wait, whoa,
Do you want me to
I'm
double bicep? Do you want me to
not
double
fighting.
bicep on the podcast again?
couple of minutes of grappling and you are blowing like a steam train.
Oh no, I've got suspiciously shit cardio. But I think that's
Just
just
hoping that you
all I
drink enough
ever
of
did
that
for
before
4
the
years
fight.
was weightlifting. It does not
Yeah.
help your cardio whatsoever.
Well, that's like I used to hate CrossFit. I'd never done it, but I used to rip it off.
Yeah.
I used to do like the whole bodybuilding bro session. We go in and like fucking guns.
Yeah.
Ripped.
just bicep curl only
Yeah.
sessions.
And then chest and arms, arms and chest alternate days. And then like, being 5 foot fuck all anyway. Just nothing was happening. So I thought, oh, you know what? I'll check this CrossFit thing out and go and have a look. And I enjoyed it, a good laugh with it, and I was doing some cardio as well as weightlifting for the first time. And after leaving the army, I'd got a bit stall with it, and just gone into. I was probably unfit, and like looking at myself in the mirror and thinking, I've still got it.
Yeah.
Whereas now I'm probably fitter than when I did my commando course.
Really?
Yeah, which is mad. Because I'm enjoying it. So I train like 5 times a week. Got a comp coming up in 5 weeks' time. But like you say, it gives you a goal to do. Because I have to be accountable for shit. Otherwise, I don't do it. So like if I was going to a fight, like I'd be like, fuck, I don't want to get my face stoved in. So I'd have to go and be up every day and smashing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
we
look
all
like
keep
I am.
telling him this.
I don't
Look
know
at the
why you
panic.
guys
The
have got
panic
this
set in
impression.
his
of me. I
eyes.
trained. How many days did I train last week?
2.
4. And I got the kicks in, so fuck you.
Did you?
I perfected. I'm gonna twat your leg out there.
All right. Sound.
What are you doing for your
Push,
cardio then? How are you?
Mostly masturbation.
He's moved his bedroom.
Heavy masturbation.
You moved your bedroom upstairs.
I go up the stairs at work twice a day after my lunch
Strong.
break and after I've been for a poo.
And he takes a walk around his dad's mansion once a day as well.
Fuck's sake.
That's
Start
about
using-
7 miles around the
just
property.
to get to my bedroom to work out because it's 6 miles away from the living room. it's in West Wing B.
He's thrown his Segway away.
Yeah. Used to have Giles carry him, but now.
Yeah, Jeeves collapsed trying to carry me up the stairs.
No, honestly, I don't want to gripe on you. And I think
No, let's leave him alone.
No, I can take the griping. I'm gonna beat him up outside.
No,
I've got more stand-up game than he has now.
but yeah, no, good. Best of luck to you.
Cheers, guys.
When is it?
19th of November at the DW Stadium.
Oh, it's not long at all.
No, it's not good.
If
It's
anyone,
like 6 months.
if anyone, no, this is how good we've been at plugging it. If anyone tickets, they've all sold out, and they haven't really.
When is it? The 19th.
19th of November.
I'll try
yeah.
and come.
And we're gonna post the Just Giving page now because I need to start raising some proper money for it rather than just throwing it in myself. I've spent a fortune on it. Because I've not put it out. I keep going throwing a bit more dough in there. So we are gonna have to put that out there at some point.
You just mentioned
Use the platform.
your commando state. Like, what sort of fitness level have you got to be? Like, I don't.
So I mean, it's mixed. So obviously it's very heavy, like sort of aerobic based. 'Cause it's long distance stuff. So like for your commando test, you do like a 30 miler in under 8 hours, but in reality you do it in like 6 or 7 because they don't like you doing it just standard.
Yeah.
But that on its own, most people could go out and do that, but you do it at the end of like the Royal Marines do a 32-week, I believe, it might be longer, don't bite me head off, program. The Army Commandos do a condensed version of the course in 12 weeks. So you do 12 weeks of sleep deprivation, eating shit, just getting smashed, not like anally. Sometimes.
Glad you clarified
Now
that.
you're speaking my language.
Getting like smashed like fizz-wise. And then you do that, but then you've also got to be able to do like a fireman's carry, 200 meters in 90 seconds. Again, if it's wrong, people are going to attack me for this because I've done it. You got to be able to climb a 30-foot rope in all your gear. So it's like strength sort of endurance, but I'd say like obviously the fitness levels are high, but you don't need to be able to overhead press a stupid amount of weight, or you don't need to be able to do short 5-minute thing.
Yeah.
It's like longer base sort of fitness. But yeah, like now looking back, it's mad. Like I don't know how I just managed to put my head down and have people talk to me like a piece of shit for so long, and just to be like, yes sir, yes sir.
Yeah, that's where I think I struggle. I think a lot of people think that they forget about that side of it, where they do still really. I don't know if they just watch the TV program. I can't remember what it's called now.
SASU Tough Enough.
That's the one where they actually used to have the army inductees in there. And
I don't know.
Is it to that extent that they shout you down, where they're really bitching on you?
Yeah, I mean, like, basic training is obviously completely different, and I was alright because I went from school straight into basic training at age 16. I went to Harrogate, which is like an army college where you spend a year there. You get some, like, they say you get an education, you get like some shit level 2 in application of number, and basically it's a way for them to get 16-year-olds in the army. So you went there, so I was used to that, but yeah, you were treated very much like a kid and then into your training. But once you get to your main unit, it's a bit more grown up. I mean, I say grown up, they do inspect your bed every sort of couple of weeks to make sure you're not living in a shit sty. So it's not that grown up, and you're expected to shave every day and polish your boots and stuff, which people like and people do. And I did for a long time. And then I think it was as soon as I passed my commando course, I did my pre-op training, went out to Afghan, age 19, came back, did some more stuff for 18 months, went back out to Afghan, came back, and then I was just like, after being out there and doing like proper soldiering, to having to iron creases in trousers, and just like, I just thought, what the fuck is this? Why am I doing that? And is this what I want to do for the rest of my life? And I just thought, I can't be arsed being treated like a kid anymore. I was in my early 20s then. I'd been out, I'd done 14 months combined in Afghan, I'd done loads of time away, and then came back and was expected to like parade at 8:30 in the morning to make sure I was in work, and then at lunchtime, and then before we knocked off for lunch, and you'd have working weekends. I was just like, bollocks to this.
I had enough of it.
Yeah. But like, some of the lads I were with are still in and still doing well, and they enjoy it, but I just couldn't manage it because I think too much.
Yeah.
Is that what they want? Oh, God. Like, they want people that are just...
Oh, see, like, they'll say, we want to bring out your leadership potential. We want you to use your initiative. And you're like, oh, well, what about doing this? And they go, shut the fuck up. Do as you're told. And you're like, all right, that's a bit of a, what do you call it? An oxymoron, where they want you to do it's one thing and the opposite. Yeah. So, yeah, they do want you to just get on with it and do as you're told.
Yeah, until you get promoted, I suppose.
Yeah, and even then, like, it's very weird. It's sort of like, if you want a career, you have to do the right things, tick the right boxes, don't ask too much, don't push back too much, and if you're not in with the right people, you're not going to get selected for that next level. So they want people that toe the line. In certain units, I'm not saying that's everywhere.
To be a cog in the machine, what is the man?
I mean, you need that though, don't you?
You need a reliable figure, that'll take orders even when shit's up, you're up shit creek or whatever. So,
but then, like with the unit I was in, the 2-9 Commandos, an artillery unit. When we went out to Afghan in 2008, they had lads who were 18, 19 going out on their own and doing the job of what was a 4-man team. They were, coordinating artillery and mortar fire on their own, embedded with the other units. So then you had to be a thinker. You had to be able to, work on the spot and all the rest of it. But then you go back to the UK and they're like, oh, you're 2 minutes late, you're going to have to work all weekend now. And you're just like, come on.
That's crazy, isn't it?
It is mad, isn't it? Like, they expect you to go out there, risk your life, and then come back and treat you like a dickhead.
Yeah. And they did a study, like, why are people leaving the army? And people were like, because we go out and we do that. And the army actually called it the stuff in between tours was shit, and people were getting fed up. So they sent you on like parachuting courses and stuff to try and keep you happy, but it only does so much.
Sent you paintball.
No, you hear there's such a contrast of stories that you hear. It's like I've had friends who've served in and worked with people who've served in different denominations of the forces, I said I've got to work with a guy who's in the RAF, and by the sounds of it, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
All he did was, he said how he was based in Vegas for a little bit, was based in New York for a little bit. They get put up in 5-star hotels, blah blah blah. And then there's a girl who I worked with who was put in the Marines. She's like, no, I just stayed on a boat for 6 months and went nowhere.
See, like, we went to America, did a tour to America, so we sailed over there, stopped in the middle of the Atlantic. They put the back of the ship down because, you know, the back sort of comes down like that. For anyone looking on camera, that's the technical. And then went for a swim in the sea, went to Virginia Beach. You know, we did some exercise out there, training stuff, but then got like R&R on Virginia Beach. I just got rat-arsed every night. You know, I was like 21 and just like loving life. But some of the other lads that came out just sat on that ship for the whole time, controlling like the radios and stuff, and didn't get to. They just got to watch us lot going ashore and having a laugh.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there's a contrast even there. So yeah, it's what you make it. I'm not slagging it off at all because it made me what I am. And so, you know, I used to be so shy and introvert, and now I'll just chat to anyone and feel comfortable anyway.
So it definitely had bonuses or plus side to it.
Yeah. I mean, like, I grew up. It's like a small town / village outside of Burnley, so you know there weren't much chance for me to go into, you know, the sort of the jungle sort of stages of Virginia and then go out on the piss there and you know and do and you know go to Afghan, and as bad as you know war and that is, still pretty cool. Yeah, to go out and do it and you know blow shit up. So you know it was definitely worthwhile, and I wouldn't. You know, if I say, would you go back? Would you change it? Well, no, because who knows where I'd have been. I might have been a fucking history teacher because that's what I was going to do at one point.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a contrast.
Yeah, I mean, it's only because I liked history. I didn't really know if there was any career in history other than teaching.
Is there any like certain point of history you're set on, or is it just?
Oh God, I'm a bit of a geek with it. Like I love like ancient Rome.
Yep.
And all that sort of stuff. But then also like sort of because I studied like British history from like 1919 onwards at school, and that, I know a bit about that. But yeah, I love like Roman shit. Like when you were talking about Total War the other day, I was I was in the car and I was like, yeah, I fucking love that. that time commander thing. I would have killed to go on that program.
Just go on your own.
I'd have been there like dressed in like a Roman thing with a little short sword. It was just quality. Yeah. I'd have loved that.
You'd have been like Caesar himself.
Yeah, like I went to Rome. Oh God, a couple of years ago now. But where Caesar was killed is like a cat sanctuary. Yeah. And so I was stood there watching it, and all these people stroking cats and stuff. Stroking cats, a weird one. And I was like, "This is where Caesar was killed," and I was like, "Yeah, all right."
No one even bothered, or
yeah, I mean, like.
He did write his own history, so
yeah,
you might be a bit biased towards him.
It was a pretty powerful guy, but just to stand somewhere and think, wow, you know, like 2,000 years ago, some bloke was stabbed here.
Yeah.
That like made my head go a bit, you know, like wobble a bit. So that's I like that. I like seeing stuff and thinking how far things have changed.
That you know. I got that when I went Rome with the Colosseum.
Yeah. When
you're in the Colosseum, then they've got that bit, and they're like, oh, by the way, we think that they used to flood this and have boats fight each other on here as well. And I'm like, what? Wait there. And then you stood there and the thing looking down going, wait, there was lions coming out of these cages, killing people in front of 40,000 people here. This is a bit weird. Like,
and it's like so long ago as well, and they were doing shit like that. And like, I couldn't make a decent paper airplane. You know, we're the most advanced we've ever been.
But they had fucking lions and flooding and all sorts of shit.
Yeah, they just decimated loads of populations of animals that used to exist.
No, they didn't extinct anything.
Yeah, they did.
I think they extincted a couple of things.
No, they extincted a lot.
Well, do you know? Or
he doesn't.
I heard it on a podcast. Okay, and it was JRE, and I trust everything that man says.
This podcast could be like us, just making shit up.
Yeah,
could be.
You have to Google that, fact check that.
Yeah, you have to fact check that.
I
don't think I've heard of it.
A place like Italy like that has got so much. Like when I went round, you know, just visiting the generic places, and it's just got so much. Like people have lived there for so long.
Yeah.
I don't know how Americans I think maybe they're not reminded, you know, that shit is a lot older than them because what they live around is so recent.
Do you know what the problem is with America? They're all trying to hide their past. Yeah, because their past's so like sordid with like the slave trade and
they only had 5% of the slaves though.
No, and then but they were involved heavily.
They just kept it last. So it's all
they
like,
kept it the longest. Then they had the whole like
we thought England was too good for slaves to come here. That's like why we didn't have slaves.
No,
surely that's more like oh yes, not on our land. Do you know what I mean? We'll just sell them and make loads of money.
They had, what's it called as well though? They wiped out a whole nation of people essentially, just so they
What, from colds and illnesses, basically, though?
Herpes.
and killing them.
Herpes.
And killing them.
They killed
them
us a proportion, yeah.
They loved it. They did try to kill
You
him.
could defend the Americans
I'm not
if you want.
defending
But what I'm saying is, they've got a very bad past, so they try and hide from it.
Yeah.
Whereas all the other countries, Italy, France, wherever, you go and see these ancient things because they celebrate their culture because it's so far away that, like, knowing that the Romans killed people in a gladiator pit, you can go, well, that was the Dark Ages, but it's still fucking cool to look at.
Yeah.
But knowing that some bloke was having a load of people pick cotton in a field for him while he was whipping them on that house, like 200 years ago, you sort of go, well, they were clever enough to know better then, like a couple hundred years ago, 100 years ago.
I suppose it's a time thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like in a couple of hundred years, they might have that as a museum and say, look how far we've moved on.
Yeah. But at the moment,
uh,
it's still like someone said on a podcast I listened to, it's only 4 generations or 3 generations of like 3 grandmas or granddads dying from slavery.
That's mad,
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If they're 80 years old, they live to 80, 90 years old, you could even be 2 from someone who was born into slavery.
I think it's just shouted about a lot more because 3 granddads ago we had fucking kids dying in chimneys, like sweeping.
I know, but they were working and getting paid.
No,
Like, do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter if they died. Some of them were getting
They weren't
paid.
getting paid. They weren't. They were living.
Chimney sweeps had
No,
jobs.
I actually read about this the other day.
You're just worried
no,
you'd have been a chimney
I
sweep.
would have been a chimney sweep, but they were living.
very nimble.
They were living in the cellars. Living in the cellars of, I forget what they're called now, master sweeps or whatever the fuck they were called. And they lived in the cellars. They didn't get paid. They all had fucking lung cancer and
Look,
shit
they all
like
looked
that.
happy on Mary Poppins, mate. That's all I'm
Dancing
saying.
around with their little
They were
brush.
jumping in and out of them chimneys like nobody's business. They were happy as fuck.
Chimney sweep's still a thing as well,
Yeah, yeah.
and they're
But it's-
expensive as fuck.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
not
The
paying a kid
integrity
5
of the
pence.
wall of your chimney is like something that you get surveyed before you sell your house and shit, and it can like ruin house sales and
Yeah.
stuff like that. It costs a lot to like reclad a inside chimney, or you have to feed like a pipe in it.
You
No,
can't
to
just throw a goose down there anymore.
For a goose?
What?
What?
They used to throw geese down there.
What?
Because
then
they'd flap
They
like
used to tie the
fuck
feet.
and
I think we spoke about this before. They used to tie.
Yeah.
They used to tie the feet together. I read about it after this. They used to tie the feet together, throw them down, and they go. And it's like fucking going like
Sorry,
that.
what's the goose
and
sound
then
again?
and then
Is that a
they'd
legit
send.
goose sound?
It's a chicken.
I don't know what fucking goose is.
I don't think it's a chicken sound either.
I don't know. It's my sound. But they used to throw them down before they sent the kids down because it'd unblock everything because they used to get so thick with soot. And then the geese would go down, then the kids would go down.
You imagine mad sooty goose just running around your living room.
Yeah, imagine not knowing he was booked in. You're sat there watching Bargain Hunt. and
You're not gonna be watching it back there, but
dusty faced dude has lobbed it down there, and a fucking goose is running through your living room. And they're angry little bastards as well. And he's just been thrown
Yeah.
down the chimney with his feet tied together.
I've been attacked by a goose.
Really?
Yeah, I grew up on a farm. Well, yeah, my dad has a farm. And there's a well-known story in the family about how one day they all laughed and watched us ran down the lane being chased with a goose just like clamped onto my arse, like screaming like, "Oh, yeah, Sean, he's so funny." I'm like, fucking goose were killing me.
Horrible things, aren't they?
Yeah, they're just angry for no reason.
they're so angry.
Yeah, I mean we do kill them, so
Yeah.
they have got reason. But
It's like swans as well. They are angry as fuck.
Swans are legit. They can't
I
break
don't-
people's arms.
Do you know what? Swans,
can't.
I think
No,
no, it's
we've
bollocks.
covered this.
I think swans are angry because they can get away with it. Because no
Yeah.
one's allowed to kill them.
Except
They
the
must-
queen.
they
They
must
see
know
queen
it.
and their heads go down. Like,
Yeah.
neck
They all-
gets like a
They
little
all
bit
get
shorter.
fucking real calm when the queen shows up. The rest of the time, they're angry little cunts, aren't
start
they?
bowing.
As soon as she shows up, they're all looking pretty and shit, getting that long neck out. She fucks off, they're all trying to peck you. Fuck you with the ducks, won't let anyone else have any bread. Fucking right cunts they are.
Why at one point did we turn around and go, yeah, they're reserved for the queen. Only the queen can eat
Yeah,
these.
it's weird,
It's
isn't it?
fucking crazy.
I mean, they must taste really good.
Yeah,
None of us know.
Apparently,
We have to
Okay,
ask
I'm
her.
eating one.
apparently, when a lot of Eastern European immigrants started moving over here, they didn't know this, and in like Poland and Ukraine and wherever they came from, swans just something you eat. Like we eat.
Why don't you just pick it out like local park.
Yeah, they
and
do.
just-
It's
over
not,
your shoulder.
no, like you could just go shooting in the wilderness. So
The
people,
wilderness.
Yeah, like
I
how
know
you
you
can
go
in
through like some
America.
thick brush and there's a swan just not again.
But so apparently there was a big problem with like explaining to Eastern European people that you couldn't kill the swans, like because obviously they can't just like they would had to arrest them if they got caught. Or
You get arrested.
yeah, they're protected like by the Queen, so it's like treason. Shooting a swan, it's like fucking with a corgi.
Apparently, you still get beheaded.
It kind of makes me want to do it though. That like,
You are proper
is
rebel,
you.
aren't you? Like,
See, so I can't. No, I'm definitely doing it.
yeah,
now.
I'm definitely would.
They told me I could post an Instagram story. They told me I couldn't, standing there with the head of a swan. Fuck you.
Oh, I think I might anger some of the followers.
Yeah,
I've
what?
got some strong vegan
I
followers.
don't know. Have you
I
got?
thought your anti-swan views.
don't know. You just need to culminate an anti-monarchist following.
Do crazed like cultists come together so you have CrossFitters and veganists. That's got to be like, you know, like when you draw circles and that middle bit, it's got to be like a
that's
what's
your.
it called?
Well, there's that joke. Oh, it's not really a joke. It's a shit line where they say like, if you're a vegan CrossFitter, which do you talk about first?
Yes.
You know, it's like there are sort of cults like that in the. I mean, there's people at our gym are like that. Like they proper bum on about it, and I'm just like, oh come on, it sounds a bit shit.
Only-
even in a
only wear
CrossFit gym.
Reebok.
Like,
Yeah, only wear Reebok. Or Nike, and they have the conversation of which is better, Nike or Reebok, and you're just
It's
like,
obviously Nike. Obviously.
and it's just so like that with the cult side, and then same as on the flip side, people slag it off, and they have like their firm beliefs, and they have them, and like you talk about the vegan stuff that each side has different sort of propaganda and things like that, and it's just like everyone just fucking chill out. Let people enjoy what they like and just get on with life, you bellend.
Bet you get loads of paleo people as well, don't you?
Yeah. I used to do that. No, when I first like started this whole like Instagram and coming out of coming out.
When I came out.
Well, that changed. No, we're coming out of like my job and stuff. So I did like the Primal Commando. So I started trying to eat like that. But I went down to like 62 kilos, and I was like, oh god, this isn't healthy.
Shit.
Yeah, so I'm like 75 now. So it's obviously quite a big difference.
yeah.
Now I just like love eating cake and shit. So that's like the reason I work out is so I can eat so much shit.
Yeah. Makes sense. That.
If I adopted that method, I'd have to work out so fucking much.
Your cardio would be good.
Fuck that.
You might win your fight.
Yeah, Bats just dropped the first bit, didn't
Yeah, I
he?
just dropped the working out.
Just eat what I like.
Someone's got to do it, haven't they?
You were talking about what was it? Oh no, I can't remember now. Did you
It's important then.
No, well, we had the theme of motivation when we had a friend on, Pete, and you were saying how like you wake up motivated, obviously because you're working for yourself. But like, do you know, is there any sort of way that you got to that point where you were going to go just through frustration of work, or was it just?
I think that
You said you are into like Gary. I can't
Van
pronounce it.
Genchek,
Yeah.
whatever.
Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yeah,
I mean,
Vaynerchuk,
that's
that's
only recently. I listened to him through Rogan when he went on there, and that's how I got onto that. But
Yeah.
it was just I knew that if I didn't do it, I'd regret it. And for me, like regretting something that I didn't do, it kills me inside. Like even something small, like when they ask for a volunteer and you don't do it, and it turns out to be mint, and you're like, fuck's sake, that should have been me. So I knew that I had to do it, and I had to take the risk. And I thought, if I don't do it now, I never will, because I was looking at another job, project management, which paid a stupid amount and could travel the world with it. I think the first posting that was coming up was in Singapore. And I knew that if I didn't do it now, I never would, because I'd always be too comfortable with my income.
Yeah.
So I just went out and did it. And now I know that I've got people following it and are interested in it. My motivation is like, some mornings I'll wake up and I'm like, oh shit, I need to put something on Instagram. And I can't be arsed, but I know that if I don't, it's letting people down and it's going to look shit and that might affect it. And I just think, right, got to get it done, got to get after it. But yeah, I do spend like most of my time in just like this, and I'll be talking and doing stuff, and people are like thinking I'm rude as fuck because I'm on my phone, but it's like, no, I'm running a business through it, which is mad to think about it. Even 10 years ago, that wasn't a thing.
No. Well, when me and my missus went Poland, we stayed in some hostel. She picked it. It was like a party hostel. I think I told you about it. It was mental. I don't know why she picked it, like why you would go with your partner there. But I met this guy called Sam.
Well,
I was the one that was out late partying. I don't know what she was doing. She was just in the room sometimes. No, maybe Leroy followed us there. Met this guy called Sam, and he had like loads of diverse little like Twitters. He showed me his setup on his computer. He had like a horoscope Twitter that was like 400,000 followers. He had some cat Twitter that had like 500,000 followers, and he sold T-shirts on it. And he was like, "Oh yeah, I just live off the T-shirt stuff from the cat thing." And I sold my.
There's a great market for crazy cats.
And I sold my horror.
Big in 2017. I just live off the income of this cat Twitter.
Yeah, he just posts T-shirts.
It's just mad, isn't it?
He says I sell about around 30 T-shirts per post, and that's like keeps me going.
What the fuck?
And I sold a whole horoscope Instagram for $10,000. So it was like, so I'm using that to travel around Europe at the moment. And I was like, oh, he goes, yeah, I just book, like build up a load of posts and then just filter them out, because they're not things that are like pressing issues. Do you know what I mean? Like if you did like MMA or something, you'd have to be like,
you've got to be watching the news, like. Yeah. Whereas he could just go, today you're going to
just
experience
it's a cat in a funny jumper or something. Yeah,
it's a cat in a funny jumper.
You know what I mean? It's fucking crazy.
How is that making a living?
And who wears that T-shirt?
It's just like,
oh my god, yeah.
Can you imagine
weirdo
like,
nerds
people in
China,
like,
old nans,
like you see those like weird middle-aged people that wear like fleeces with wolves on them and stuff. But I've never seen like
those. You always get them catalogs. You get them catalogs that come to your nan's house, and no one knows where them catalogs come from.
You know, you spot one then.
Where?
Car boot sale. I guarantee there'll be someone there with one fleeces
and
on.
They've got like a bag with like some CDs and tapes in.
They're the ones that are like rooting through all your shit like to the bottom.
And they definitely wear a tiger T-shirt too.
Yeah, it's always like a wolf howling at a moon, and it's always like very Native American inspired T-shirt. Like
they are awesome.
Why
get
haven't I experienced this?
You've never seen them? Just pull up wolf T-shirt. Just pull it up.
I think if you just search middle-aged woman at car boot sale.
Yeah. Just put in.
I went to get a game
It'll
of
be there
Operation.
alongside minion memes and things like wine
Wolf
being
jumper car boot. Oh,
I'm just thinking that there'd be some.
There it is.
No, that's not bad enough.
Maybe a wolf fleece.
No, you put wolf fleece. Just put in wolf fleece. I don't think we need car boot. As much as we find it funny, I don't think that's helping the search. There! Yes, there we go!
This is it.
and look, the shopping bag too. It's got tapes in there.
These are the offending.
That one, that's my favourite. Right one.
Is that three of them together? Oh my god.
That's a wolf pack.
There's a glitch. There's a glitch in the Matrix.
That one, just up now, and I'm like, right, that's my favourite.
What this?
No, that one.
That one.
Look at that.
Oh,
that's majestic. Can we get a line of extreme bean wolf jumpers?
What is she doing? She's not old enough to be wearing that.
They're using the bitches technique.
Oh, yeah, fit bitches wear this.
Yeah. How many double taps is that receiving?
Yeah, I might do a line in it. Oh, polar bears as well. That's
a panda. There's a panda one. That's an epic.
These
They found genuine models
are
to do this
fantastic.
shit. Apart from, I don't know who that is.
I love how someone's tried to make a legit one. Here, go back and top left now. Someone's tried to make one that's like kind of legit. Look at House Stark one and all that.
I might wear that. That's a Game of
horses
Thrones
as well.
player.
There's a whole like.
Oh yeah, you get like the unicorn in the midnight.
In the midnight,
moonlight.
yeah. And you get ones with Native Americans on.
Coming back to Native Americans.
You do. You just get them with like their headdress, like a bloke with a headdress on.
Oh, look at that one. It's got steam.
These can't all. That's crazy. They must hang around together.
No, they're the ones that they've had one of them. They've all had that fucking folder. You know that comes through the door. That catalogue.
What makes them think it's?
What is that catalogue where you could get like one big slipper for people who don't move? You know the catalogue. I mean, you get the wolf jumpers and
like
weird
mail
shit.
order stuff.
Yeah, just full of weird shit.
Snuggies and stuff like that.
And like, that's it. They're like a fleece with arms, like a blanket with arms. Just wear a fucking hoodie. What do you mean you need a blanket with arms?
I think I bought one for my ex one.
You have that cat pouch as well in the fleece.
Yeah. Oh,
A cat pouch. Or
Yeah,
like a
you have a-
marsupial.
like a kangaroo pouch.
Yeah. So you have like the fleece with the arms, but then you have a pouch
For
like
your
a
remote.
marsupial with a cat. You could put. No, you don't get the cat. You could put your cat in
It
it.
comes with a free cat. Comes from that guy's Twitter. He tells me.
These are shit like stocking fillers, aren't they?
What, wolf jumpers?
If someone gets me a wolf jumper, I'm just like disowning you as a family member.
If we do Secret Santa again this year, someone's got to get someone a wolf jumper.
And you've got to wear it out on the piss.
Oh yes.
That's
Nesh.
where at Christmas Eve for farmers. It's got to be a wolf.
They'll let you in any bar like that because you're not a threat if you're wearing one of those. Are you?
Even with them ears, they're going to look at his ears and then look at the wolf jumper and go, he's probably just done that to himself. He's done that banging his head on wall.
Licking windows.
Fucking hellfire wolf jumpers.
So yeah, this is the sort of direction that your apparel like.
Yeah,
things
that's
going in.
that's where I get inspiration from. Her being interviewed in Poundland there. That's what I'm. Yeah, she's gonna model it.
Have you thought about just getting hot birds to model your coffee?
Yeah. We did a competition. Oh God, I've got to be careful here. We did a competition and basically we got people in to help staff it, like on the stand. And I said in no uncertain terms, I want people that are fit. And it works because you watched blokes from across the room, and they would look over, and this girl stood on our stand would smile. And they'd come over, and then they'd say, "Do you want a coffee?" And it's like, "Yeah." Oh, do you want one of these with it as well? And upsell, and they're like, "Yeah." Just to engage with the female. It's genius. I mean, they're not going to come over and talk to me.
It's such bullshit that it works. Isn't it?
It's annoying.
It's never not going to work.
It's great.
I remember I got sold once on a charity because of a hot girl knocking on my door. She was fucking stunning back in the day, and it was some sort of like Save the Whales Foundation. I didn't really give a fuck about whales back then, if I'm honest. And she was just started talking to me, and I was like, and she just kept talking, and before you knew it, I was just looking at her. Really.
Yeah, £20 a month.
Then before you knew it, I was on a $5 a month contract to Save the Whales. I had to cancel this direct debit.
It's hard cancelling too if you're on the phone. They're like, "Oh, why? Do you not care about the whales anymore?"
I feel like you're detached on the phone. Like,
you end up at tenner a month.
I ended up saying, "Look, the girl who sold it me was really attractive."
And the guy's like, "Yeah, you understand."
All right, sorry, we've had a lot of that recently.
Have you been to like Malia or Cavos and that when you were younger?
Yeah.
Then like that's all girls are employed to do is stand outside. And I was like 19. I was like, "Oh, she definitely fancies me."
Yeah.
It's great, isn't
And
it?
then,
Floor whores.
For like £2, I've got like a bottle of vodka and some 10 drinks, and I'm just smashed, and she leaves, and you're like, "Oh, it's like that on In Between, isn't it?"
Yeah.
They get
They
sold in
sends her
like that.
downstairs.
That's very factual. It's like a documentary, The In-Betweeners.
Yeah, that one where they go abroad it's literally what you do. We did it before going out to Afghan for the first time, so we were like, pissed up, like, "Oh yeah, I'm basically going to war," so like doing the whole sub story. Yeah.
Going on like you fucking Solid Snake. Like,
What a game!
great reference that was. I'm happy with that. As doesn't know it.
I'm too
No.
young.
Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid. That's like PlayStation 1
How
shit.
good was
isn't
Metal
it?
Gear Solid 2 though?
Yeah.
When like you took him hostage and that, and the bullets, that guy where they shot him and the bullets went round.
Yeah, and you had to. And one of the characters, one of the bosses, you had to take your remote out of port 1 and put it into port 2 because he could
Yeah.
mind read, and nobody knew how to do it for ages. And it was back when the internet was dark, like you could find anything. You had to take
you an hour to watch.
You had to put it into port 2, and then he couldn't mind read you, and then you could kill him.
God, that's next level.
That
shit.
was really clever back then.
When I think back now, I mean, it might be just like nostalgia, but it was like proper well made. Like you stunned people and shit with it. Like there were proper tactics to it. But then it got weird because you were fighting in big giant metal robots at the end, and I was like, "Oh, I don't have a clue."
It was all very tactical espionage shit until like the last 3 bosses all just had like laser swords and stuff like
If
out
it
of
didn't
nowhere.
crash first.
It was one of those where it lost its realism, where you'd shoot a load of people, you'd run around the corner and hide under a cardboard box, and then they'd just like walk past you and not find you again, and you'd be like, the
They
box
still
they
have
did.
that to this
Did
day.
they not, did they not teach you that in the
Always have a cardboard box.
It's how quick he could fold it out from his pocket.
You just see the little feet walking past and no one's noticing it underneath the box.
But there, if you went and did your box outside in the rain and then walked in, they followed your wet footprints. The
Yeah, it
guards,
was
and
dead clever
It was
like,
good.
for the dead.
I like how you looked at me in the eye. Dead clever.
You don't understand. But they still have it to this day. Like I play like Far Cry and Assassin's Creed and shit like that. And they're not legit hiding places, but no one's spotting you.
Yeah.
And you have like the little radar when they spotted you and when they haven't, and you clearly just stood in a 2-foot high bit of grass.
What'll teach you that is paintballing. Like you think you're well hidden, and then you get shot in the face with a paintball, and you're like, "Fucking hell!" Grass doesn't hide you very well.
I got I got conquered by a paintball. The first and only time I went in joggers and I should have wore a cup. So I was. It was a warm day. I was hanging low, and it conquered me from behind. So it went.
Oh yes.
And it was the most fucking pain I have ever been in since.
Rookie mistake.
I went paintball.
I felt sick.
Saw some dickhead climb a tree. Let him get all the way up there, then told everyone. And then he was in the tree holding onto the thing while everyone was fucking shooting him, this silly gun.
I went to a stag do when the game ended and the stag was in a crate somewhere, and then someone was like, the stag's in. And it was at the end of the game, everyone the day had ended, everyone had loads of bullets left, so we just ran and we just all peppering him. He ended up lobbing his gun at everyone like proper, and it took out the instructor.
Shit.
It was funny as fuck. It was.
So I remember I got shot, so I was walking off and someone shot me in the back as a laugh. And I legit lost it. Who the fuck did that? Come on, stand up now. So angry, and then you're like, oh,
show yourself.
I'll see you outside. Wait, actually, we are outside. I'll see you in there.
See you in the safe zone.
Won't be safe for you. You cunt.
Oh, it's funny, isn't it?
Oh, Jesus.
We did it when we're in the army college that first year. They took you paintballing one weekend, and everyone thought they were fucking Rambo, like proper taking, like crawling up and stuff and sneaking around, and you just like. And now you look back and you think, what a dick.
There's some
that's the definition of sandbagging, by the way.
Yeah.
The army turning up to a paintball, like, yeah, we just come out for a day. You might have like a 16-year-old birthday, and then these guys turn up to fucking go against him, and it's full on.
We actually did that. We were at one in Preston. And we went a couple of mates and that, and there were a load of kids, and they were referring to the game as maps, because obviously they play like Modern Warfare. Like, oh, this map's quality. And I was just like, I'm gonna shoot you in the face, you little shit.
You haven't been there, bro.
Shit,
like, mate, I was trained to do this. I'm gonna fuck you up.
I can just see.
Then you realise that the bullets don't fly in a straight line, and you're getting shot yourself.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And then you shit at it, and like someone who's never done it before wins, and you're like, fuck. And you're like, I thought you were good, and you're like, yeah, I took it easy.
Let him win.
Yeah, I'd kill you in real life.
Yeah, this gun is.
Good job at doing it with my Gurkha knife.
Yeah, they're real things.
I know.
They have to, if they draw it, they have to draw blood and shit.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
What, so they just leave them out, or
no,
they
just
cut
go
themselves.
They cut the thumb.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
They cut the thumb. If you ever meet a Gurkha, like they have like scars all over the thumb.
Oh wow.
They are like.
They're fucking hard
Hardcore
bastards.
yeah. But then, like, they also, because they do more than just that, they also like do mortar fire control, so like they call in rounds. So we were once working with him. I couldn't tell a fucking word he was saying. He's like talking so fast on the net, and I was just like, oh god, I feel really bad saying, can you say that again? One more time. It's like third time, and you're like, oh, it's getting awkward. But
like
they are
talking
just
to Vodafone.
And they come from up the mountains, don't they? In like Nepal around there, so they run for like 7 years without getting tired.
7 years.
Their selection process is daft. I mean, it's like 20 out of 200 get a place, and they have to run up with wicker baskets on the back full of rocks and shit. So they're desperate for the career because they've got nothing else there, so they fight for it.
And they get a passport at the end of it as well, don't they? It's like
there was some controversy, though, weren't they? Because they were getting.
Joanna Lumley saved the Gurkhas because her dad fought with them or something.
Yeah, I don't really. I mean, I should probably know more about that, having been in the armed forces, but
yeah, they were saying that they shouldn't get.
Were they getting deported?
They could take a passport and a military pension and stay in the UK.
Yeah.
Or they could go back to Nepal, which a lot of them wanted to do, go back to their families, but they couldn't have the British standard military pension. They got one that was like minimised for inflation for their country, and they were like, well, they'd earned it their whole lives, then they wouldn't pay them properly
because they were out in Nepal.
Because they were going to be ballers out in Nepal, and it was like, and it just seemed ridiculous that
yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, that.
It's a bit unfair, really.
Yeah, it's unfair.
I don't know, what's the nightlife like in Nepal?
Banging.
Why are you moaning? Go back and ball the shit out.
No, they couldn't. No, that's what I'm saying. They were given balling money.
You don't know? You ever done cocaine in the mountains?
What?
Could do.
No, they weren't going to have enough money to do that.
If they went to Nepal, they would.
You've missed the whole point of this,
yards
haven't you?
and yards of blow.
No, that was the aim.
If they stayed in the UK, they got say it was 20 grand a year pension. If they went to Nepal, they got 2 grand a year pension.
Yeah, adjusted to their currency. So
it wasn't fair.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Fijian lads on the railway that do the same thing.
Oh, is
in the army, and then they go
freaks, by the way.
Giants.
Yeah, just massive. It's like the British Army rugby team is just Fijians.
We have them dig. We have them. They're a trial hole team for where I work. And we know that just because they fucking love it and they're dead good at it.
They love
fucking
it.
2 scoops. 2 scoops. In the time I could make a protein shake, they've dug a fucking 5 meter deep hole because it's like more dig, more. And some of them are giant. They are the most giant people.
Yeah.
They always say when you get them working with you at night, it's like, that's it, job and not. We're going to be done for 2 in the morning. Fucking just slamming through it. It's great.
I love how that's just a thing on the railway, though.
Yeah.
We all know
Everyone knows that there's
not
giant
people- yeah.
Fijians.
Well, it's like that in the army, you know, there's different nationalities and they all have different traits and stuff. But if you were to discuss it outside of that, people are like, oh, that's racist as fuck. You're like, no, it's not. It's an accurate reflection of life.
And it's a fucking.
They're
It's not
all
as if I'm
human.
slagging them off. They are
Yeah.
monsters of men, mountain.
Yeah, they
So
are.
that and it just makes me.
I worked with a Fijian lad, and the first shift I worked with him, we had to sit in the van for like 4 hours because there was no paperwork. Or
He's just outside the van digging.
No.
There's a small moat
He fell
around the
asleep.
van.
He fell asleep, mate, and it was like a bear was snoring next to me. And I've only just met him. I didn't know if he was friendly or not. I didn't know if he was a nice guy.
It's hostile.
And I wanted to turn the engine on to charge my phone that was going to die. And I didn't dare wake him up. And I didn't dare reach over him either. So I just sat there dead like, and I'm not a small human, but I just sat there like a little child waiting for him to wake up. So I could go, can you turn
It's
the
like when a
engine
dog
on?
falls asleep on you
Yeah.
and you don't want to wake them up and you're just like, I'm so uncomfortable.
That's hilarious. Can you imagine me
Bastard.
in that van? Batch is 6'2" and like 17 stone. I'm fucking sat at 5'7" next to those. I've got to tell them what to do as well. Can you imagine how fucking intimidating that is?
Yeah. I mean, like, you've seen them, like, and they're just like, when they're in the army, they're just like, fuck that. And you're like, you've got to. No, fuck that. I'm not doing it. And you're
Okay.
And then everyone
Okay.
goes, oh, all right, we'll do it ourselves.
Like, they all used to, in our camp anyway, they used to all get together and have mad parties and love whiskey and just go fucking mental as well. Like a little close Fijian group, but they would invite you in now and then, and I was just like, oh, this is mad. 'Cause like, yeah, like you say, not
One
the
of them
biggest
was
bloke in the
bicep
world.
curling you in the corner at the end of the night, and it all got a bit weird.
That's it. Whatever they wanted to do, they could do because I'm not stopping them.
You just
Break my arms. It's easy to just go with the flow. Always the optimist.
What is it about that part of the world having the most giant human beings?
Don't know,
Like
mate.
Samoans, the
Well, maybe it's like we've had like a world where you get money and you're smart and that gets the bitches, but out there they just, if they beat you up, so the biggest evolve and
Yeah.
become hard as fuck.
Look at like Iceland.
Yeah,
They're all huge.
They're crazy.
I don't know, Gylfi Sigurdsson's not the most intimidating man.
No, they're
You
athletic,
pick
aren't
one of
they?
them.
Got a shit
But
football
look at the
team.
mountain, and then look at like out, and it's something like 10 world's strongest men.
They're all
winners
they're all
are from
Scandinavian,
Iceland.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
there's only 300,000 people in the country, but
Yeah.
10 of the winners are from there.
And there's like a ridiculous amount in like at the CrossFit Games. There's such a small number of people, and a massive majority of them are from Iceland as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just demolish it.
See, it's cold.
athletes.
You've got to be that hard when it's that cold.
They're weird super athletes, aren't they, Icelandic people?
Yeah,
Like
they've got
very.
genetics.
Yeah.
Well, it's the people that made it over there, the direct descendants of, aren't they?
Yeah,
Who survived the sea and the cold.
yeah, that's
Direct descendants of Thor himself.
Didn't someone say if you go to like Reykjavik or whatever, it's like the ratio of women to men is quite good, like in the male. Like it's not like a.
it's well stacked.
Yeah.
It's not like spoons.
No.
To be fair, they say
The
that about
opposite of
Nottingham.
spoons.
They say that about Nottingham Uni as well, so I don't know.
That's
if that has
true.
any
That's true.
I've not heard that.
One of our friends went there when we were younger. That's true. What it is there's like quite a few like artsy fartsy courses at one of the unis in Nottingham.
Oh, and it attracts
Like there's like
females.
art and drama and dance and all that. So there's a lot of females go there for that uni. There you go.
We're stepping into that SJW grounds now. aren't we?
Upsetting them now.
Oh,
Over
God,
to our
yeah.
resident expert.
Weirdos.
There's a big debate at work today because they've what do you call it? They've added a box on one of the like a review the company type thing, and it's like, are you a male, female, or other? And like, there's a lot of old boy railway men that are just like, because the other, if you tick other, it takes you to like a list of about 6, I think, which is just like
That's mild.
transvestite or like not.
About 25 or something.
Yeah, no, like Tinder's got, is it 21 or something like that? But But yeah.
It used to just be male likes female when I was on Tinder back in the day.
So if you took a social justice warrior, tied him up and put him in our office today, and like they just had to listen to the stuff that came out of these guys' mouths, it's like, what the fuck's like? What? You're either there's only two genders, like just going absolutely sick.
Weird though, isn't it? Because like it's people that they sit there and they're like, someone's going to say something so I can get angry and defend it, even though I don't fully understand the topic.
Yeah,
and
recreational outrage.
Yeah, it's mad. I mean, like I am, I lean left and all about inclusive and all the rest. But then some stuff you're just like, oh come on, you dick, shut the fuck up, come on,
Give it a rest.
Some shit is just common sense.
I have to take myself away from Facebook because I was like on something and somebody was on about defining gender or sex or something like that, and he's like, it means this. I'm like, no, you think it means that. That's fine, you can think what you want, but that's not what the definition of that is. It's like, come on, take a step back and fucking grow up.
I seen one on Facebook today. So some guy was sat on the side of the road. It looked somewhere like Thailandy. The scene.
Thailandy.
Yeah, it could have been Vietnam, could have been Cambodia, it could have been anywhere around that part of the world.
Oh, we're dipping a toe in.
He sat there, and a dog walks up behind him, sniffs him, and pisses on him. Right, and he gets up and tries to kick the dog away from him.
Yeah.
Right, he doesn't even touch the dog, and then the story goes that the guy then found out the dog was a homeless dog, and he decided to adopt it. And he's now got the same dog that he tried to kick away from him as a pet.
Yeah.
People were going fucking apeshit on the comments because he tried to kick this dog that had pissed on him. Like, to the point where they were like, we should find him and report him to fucking...
Oh, they hate it, don't
and
they?
all this stuff. And I was like, wait there, the dog pissed on him. He tried to kick it away from him. And now it lives in his house. And you're going off at him for trying to kick it away.
I've had people go off like... I don't really get time to do it now, but I used to do yoga. And one of the women there, she was like hardcore vegan, and she'd tell me about the dairy industry, and the dairy industry does this, and I'm like, my dad's a dairy farmer, and they don't. No. And she's like, they steal calves away from their day born. I'm like, no, he doesn't. He looks after them really well. They're forced to be pregnant all the time. I'm like, what do you think would happen in the wild? Bulls are randy as fuck.
Yeah, that's something you don't think about.
But you can't have people aren't open-minded enough to have the conversation. Like, I will take facts. If you tell me a fact, I'm like, oh, fucking hell, that's nice, all right. But I won't take opinions as fact.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I think people have dairy is one of them things, isn't it? And it like only Europe. Everywhere else is quite allergic to dairy, where we're...
Yeah, there's like a lot of Americans say
well, that's because they all have that shitty UTH stuff.
I don't think that's the reason.
They don't have real milk.
No proper...
I think it's probably got something to do with, like, some people are dairy intolerant and whatnot. I can drink milk all day.
Yeah.
But
Trust me.
But you weren't raised on a dairy farm.
And like generations come from farmers. Like, my granddad came from Ireland and we started a farm up, but before that they'd had farms there when we'd done the family tree and that, so they've probably grown up around milk.
Yeah.
But yeah, like loads of they've probably just been dramatic, aren't they?
Far East Asians apparently are really ill-equipped genetically to drink it. So Chinese, Japanese, blah blah blah. They
not many cows out there.
No.
Or buffalo. Do they have water buffalo?
Water buffalo.
I don't know.
Can you milk one?
I suppose you could.
I just thought they had fish.
They do like fish.
And rice.
Yeah, it's probably easier to try and catch a fish than milk a buffalo.
Yeah.
You probably weighed up their own.
Fuck milk in a buffalo.
Honestly, I think it's to do with the UTH stuff in America.
No, I don't.
No, because they look at the size of America. If you live in the middle of New York, how far is it to a farm? They don't have fresh milk shipped in like
4G
us.
on your phone. You get
They don't have fresh milk shipped in like we do.
Yeah, they do. Of course they do.
No, they don't. They have UTH milk everywhere.
If they wanted it, they'd have it. They're not fucking about.
They
in
have
New York.
UTH
It's
milk
like
everywhere.
Guinness. It doesn't travel well.
They have UTH milk everywhere. That shitty.
Stop
Well, why-
repeating UTH.
But why aren't you
I think it's
listening?
UHT.
UH2. Well, you're the milk farmer.
Sorry, milk expert.
I can vouch for
Mr.
him.
Milk.
I can vouch for him. I've been to the States a lot and the milk is shit.
Yeah.
It's shit.
Is it like that hotel milk you get abroad?
Yeah.
Where you have cornflakes.
It's not like
I'm gonna just go share
Cravendale.
this
It's no
if anyone else
Cravendale
wants to know.
shit. It's bad
Yeah, that's
mojo.
what
You
I'm
can't.
saying.
I couldn't drink.
You'll
I
get
can
a
drink
bit
glasses of
sludge in the
milk.
bottom. Sorry,
No, sir.
chatting away over you.
I'm feeling a little bit.
Yeah, so am I, but it's good.
My nose is hurting.
Did you do snort it?
I don't know. My blood flow's increased
He has it
massively.
come
wonder if
from
you could do
Colombia
that.
and
But
got giddy.
I can feel it, like he said before, I can feel it in my eyes now. I'm 2
Yeah.
glasses deep and feeling a little bit tasty.
I have thought about like doing it with alcohol. I haven't mixed it yet and seeing what happens.
Like an Irish, like a proper off your tits Irish coffee.
Yeah, like hardcore.
I don't mind a coffee martini.
Vodcast. We need another bottle of this for the vodcast.
We did one, and we
We
haven't
do
done
need
it
to do another
since.
vodcast.
Well, we used to just shot vodka. Well, we say it like it was one episode.
did a
we just shot
vodka.
vodka like every
Before my
so
time,
many
many
minutes.
moons ago.
So what was it? Oh, so it was on a set timer.
Yeah, and we all
And we
just did a
just seen
shot.
how pissed we could get in an hour
In
and
an
a
hour,
half
yeah.
podcast.
I think it was
and
every like 7 minutes or something.
How
I
did
can't
the
remember the
ratings
exact.
go on that?
It was
I mean,
before
we
we had,
yeah.
before we had
remember.
actual listeners.
So nobody cared how shit it was. It's just like,
We've done the mysterious one. I've still got the file on my computer somewhere. Me and Batch like absolutely smashed at his house.
Yeah.
And we spoke for like an hour and we both don't. I won't dare listen to it, and we don't know what we spoke
it's
about.
horrible, isn't it? Like I've called people when I've been smashed before. I think like my mum, my brother, and stuff, and then they've played back the voicemail. And
Oh,
you're just
wow.
you're like, please stop it, please turn it off. They're like, nope, you're listening to it, and you're just like, and like you say, yeah, I've just been in a fight, you've not.
You can just hear you chewing a kebab in the background.
I'm lost. I don't know where I am. You're like, you do because I can hear cars going past.
It's
you
a
on the main
saving
street.
grace that your phone always dies when you're pissed.
Yeah, that's the good thing about
Saving
iPhones.
grace.
the dead hour after you leave the house, so you're alright.
I mean, I don't think I could handle drink like I used to anymore because I just don't go out. You know, once upon a time I was a machine.
Mm.
Now I'd just be like, right, funny.
But you always go back to the same habits. So whereas I used to be going out fucking twice a week, I'll go back and drink the same way as I did when I was going out twice a week. I'm just
Yeah.
flattened.
Yeah,
Flattened.
gets me now.
We're all getting old.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's when you get into that 2-day hangover and you're just like, what the fuck's life? Like when I did some work in schools, with the last job we used to put people in schools as instructors, like working like with those who didn't have confidence and behaviour issues and stuff. So I did that, and you could not go in there with a hangover because you would contemplate suicide. It was just like screaming kids running round and stuff, and your head's buzzing. You're just like, what is this? So that sort of took me away from the booze a bit. And then like the other night we went out and I had two ciders, you know, like the copper burgers, whatever, the strawberry ones. And I woke up the next day with a headache and I was like, oh, I'm old as fuck.
Yeah. Just reality sets in.
Yeah, I used to be necking shots back and stuff for laughs, and like when we went to America they couldn't keep up, and now I'd be shit. But
No,
you know,
I can't. I used to pre-drink with Jägermeister. I used to have it like a short. Instead of Jäger, I used to have it like a short. And now if I have one Jäger bomb, it bounces off my stomach like a trampoline and is ready to come straight back out.
yeah, I do. I chuck Jaeger straight back up, especially if you're drinking it with Guinness. It doesn't bode well.
What the fuck?
Not like together. Like
Oh,
you've
in
had
the
some
same
Guinness,
night.
and then
Fuck
you
the
have a
Red
shot.
Bull off. You can tell
Yeah.
this is your Irish heritage. Fuck the Red Bull off. Put Guinness in there instead.
Yeah, it was. I think last time I did it, it was my brother-in-law's funeral. So like we did like a 32-line Jaeger bomb, and I'd be on Guinness all day, and it was like, "Ray!" And then like 10 minutes later, I was just like chucking up and just like, that
That's
was a
rough.
mistake.
That is rough.
So yeah,
I think
don't mix that
32
anymore.
Jaeger bombs will do that to you, regardless of the Guinness.
There was more. Yeah, I just had the one, but
Wasn't all him off.
I don't know.
I'm pretty hardcore. But
Kind of a big deal, you might have heard of it.
Where's the extreme come from? Was that just like?
so it was.
Because it rhymes, mate.
Yeah, I mean that's. It's got
Sorry,
bad
it was it was
UTH.
just a joke.
It was trying to just come up with something that we tied in like the pre-workout, the sports element, the coffee thing, and trying to bring something together, sort of extreme sports. Obviously the being the coffee, and it just sort of came about through that really. You know, we got some help. We got worked with an agency who like sort of told you if your ideas were shit or not. And
Oh really?
Yeah.
So that's like a thing. What, you just send in your ideas and they're
Yeah,
like,
and like
shit
and-
denied.
Yeah,
Yours.
and like they'll say, "What about this?" and bounce ideas about, and which is good, especially like when I do all the creative stuff on my own. I'll go in and see them sometimes, or like I'll go to friends and I'll say, "What do you think about this?" and just bounce ideas around. So they were really good and helped us out with that. But at first, it was just like came out, people like, "Oh, flick the bean," and I was like, "Yeah." And I still get it now, and I'm just like, "All right, you can make the joke, but buy some coffee." But yeah, I'm gonna play on that. Like I say, in one of the videos I'm gonna do is just like drop a bean and then like, you know, just on the camera, and then sort of just flick it, and then that it's like on screen extreme bean, and see how that takes off.
I like that.
Yeah, you gotta play to your
Just
strengths.
flick it off a mountain or something. Like, do you know what I mean? Real extreme being there, innit?
Yeah, extreme bean flicker.
Was that what you tell before you were in a relationship? I'm sure that's what you.
Yeah,
That was your USP.
the name comes from my skills as a younger.
God, we keep swimming in these dangerous waters.
It was
And I'm already having palpitations. From fucking
This is his MSN username that was back in the day.
Extreme
Oh,
being
that's it.
hot.
I was talking about MSN the other day with somebody about when you log off and log back in, so the person you wanted to see would pop up as a notification.
Yeah, and then if they don't speak to you, then you know there's just.
And
no
then you
chance.
just log off and cry.
It was where the first status came from because you had your screen names. You put like lyrics on when you were feeling sad.
Yeah, that's really true. It's unfortunate, but it's true.
Yeah. But it was like where it was at, and your mum would be like, "Come off MSN, Sean. I've got to make a phone call."
It caused so much heartbreak, that fucking platform did.
It's crazy how that was the first platform where, because now all kids, they go home and they just talk with their friends, but before that you just used to go home and be yourself, but then after that
people.
you'd go home and you'd just all log on and talk there, and you talk at school, talk there.
I remember when you didn't know if your friend was in and you had to go find him.
Yeah.
And then you'd call for him, you'd have to go knock on the door. Kids nowadays, bliss is blowing their heads off, but you had to go knock on the door and ask the parents if they were in, and then they'd go, "No, they went out a bit ago." And then you'd have to go
hunt.
Then you'd be like, "Right, where do we hang about?" And you'd have to get on your bike and you'd drive around everywhere or ride round until you found them.
Yeah, you had to be so organised. Like, I remember my mate lived in the next town on, and we were going to go into Burnley. So he's like, "Oh, I'll get on this bus and I'll meet you that time on the bus stop." So I went to the bus stop. Bus came, he's not on it. I'm like, "Oh fuck!" So it comes another one about 5 hours later. I'm like, "Oh, I guess I'm not going Burnley then." He got on the bus earlier, accidentally got on the bus, and he was then sat in Burnley waiting for me for 5 hours. But you didn't have phones,
No.
and it's not like you could go to a payphone and ring it and hope he's going to pick up. And now you can't comprehend it. It's like when I was coming down here, like checked you about 5 times. Oh, I'll be there at this time, and you reinforce it. But once upon a time, you just had to throw caution to the wind and walk out.
He's terrible for that, because you tell him something like that's happening next week, and he'll message you like on the days leading up, like, "Is this still happening? Is this still happening?"
It's organised,
Yeah, 36 minutes before.
Yeah,
I've organised it a week ago. Like, why did you think fucking differently?
So, well, to be honest, the problem is he's always late.
Yeah.
I'm here early every time.
No, not for this, just in general.
This is the only thing I'm really that committed to.
Yeah, he's late
I'm late for work
everything.
most days.
He'd be late for this if it was at his house. And sometimes he's late for this and it's at his house. Sometimes we get here and he's not here.
Stood outside in the cold.
Yeah, so like this is why I have to reinforce these things with the
Lucy's
people.
fending us off at the door like we're a zombie apocalypse.
You're not coming in. Yeah, no, I'm late quite a lot, but it's just because I'm one of those where I'm like, "Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that," and then I'm like, "Oh shit, I've got 10 minutes to get to the other side of the country."
Yeah, I think we have a mentality now where we're just like, "Yeah, it'll be all right," or "Yeah, we'll." I don't know. I don't think people were as late back then because there was no way of, telling people you're late or you're running, or because you had to make defined times and you had to be there.
Yeah, you had to stick to a schedule. Whereas now you're just like,
Maybe,
you're embedding your text, you're stuck in traffic.
yeah. Send them your location, like.
I still haven't done that to anyone.
Never done that.
My mum requested it.
Oh right.
I'm 22 years old.
Like find my friends type shit, or.
No, like share your location with mum.
Oh right.
No.
We were out at a wedding in Ibiza earlier this year, and one of the lads, our flights changed, so we didn't make it. But he was late to the stag do, so they were all going to the bars, and he kept saying, "Where are you?" So they drop a pin or whatever, send the location. And by the time he got there, they'd have moved on. And he was fucking fuming. He said, because I kept going into these very specific locations where you think it would be easy. There's a WhatsApp group with 40 people on, and he didn't find it all night and ended up going home and having a right stress.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh poor guy.
He said by the time he'd walked to the other side of town, it's one of those where like you pick up your phone, you're like, yeah, we're in here, and you're like, right, where's next? Just like wander on. So yeah, I've not heard good things about dropping locations.
That's Snapchat, isn't it? That's caught a couple of people out. I mean, we're not of that sort, but I'm sure like single lads or lads that are like playing the field a bit. I'm sure they get caught out every so often.
Have you seen like those? You find them online where it's a Snapchat location fails, and it'll like there's one. It's like this blonde girl, and she's at a house, and there's like 2 black guys there with her. It's like I bet they're having fun.
Because it circles you've done it if you're with someone or like in close enough proximity with them, and you know them like.
Yeah.
And then if you've got both of them as friends, you can see their.
Imagine how
together.
creepy
turn
it'd
the
be
map
if it
off.
notified you of that. So if
I've
you're
got it
like
off.
a small girl, an adult, but a small girl sat in there, and it's like, Leroy is now in your location.
Well, soon it's going to get to that point, isn't it? Where like your missus wants to look on your Instagram, your missus wants to know where you are constantly. Your missus is going to find out who you with.
Well,
like,
this sounds like it's burning somewhere inside.
no, I'm just saying. I'm more just thinking of the future. I've got nothing to hide.
I took the chip out of his neck for him the other week. You can hear him coming usually, like sonar. Boop, boop.
Isn't there a dating app where it matches people you walk past who are on the same app?
It's like it's maybe like missed.
Now, how creepy is that?
So like if your GPS through the day, your commute to work and back, and then if someone crosses that commute about the same time, like you can check and look through their faces and see if they
You match someone.
No, that's only
it's like big city stuff, that sort of. But like if you're like in rural UK and it's just like the same guy.
If you're walking around New York or London, you might be alright. But if you're like
it's the same
bumbling
geezer
around Crewe,
walking his dog, yeah,
I've not had a good experience at Crewe so far.
No, I wouldn't.
You're not going to.
He's throwing shade, isn't he?
I went in B&M's because I needed change for the parking thing when I parked up in town.
Right.
I went in and bought like a bottle of Smart Water or something to get some change and give me a change. I went off to the machine and it was an old £1 coin, and it said and the machine wouldn't take it because they've gone out of circulation today. So I went back in. I was like, "Oh, you give me an old £1 coin?" They're like, "No, we didn't."
Really?
You should have texted us. We'd have told you to park at the cinema. Allegedly.
Cinema's free.
Well, yeah. So I did that, and then I went to that American cafe.
You didn't do well there either. There's a really nice coffee shop in town as well.
Oh, is it?
Like a privately owned little thing as well.
It's in the know type shit, isn't it, I guess. And like that TripAdvisor fucks people a lot. Like we were in Blackpool, me and my missus, and she TripAdvised like the best Chinese to go. We went there and it was just some back ass Chinese. She's like in heels and we're like not heels, like wedges or whatever, like dressed a little bit like we're gonna go out afterwards, and it was just terrible. Like we just looked well out of place.
Blackpool somewhere where you want local knowledge.
Because we got
Blackpool's somewhere you just don't want to be.
Oh look, illuminations.
Well, look, they've got lights on and it's not Christmas.
No, my parents still ask me to this day for what drive up and see the lights get turned on.
No, that used to be a thing.
That was cool, like 30 years ago. Go away.
Standing out the sunroof of your car, like, oh, look at all that. It's the same McDonald's ones as they've had for 10 years.
They were even older now.
Yeah.
I ended up there like a year ago, and I'm sure they're the same ones that I seen when I was a kid.
I can imagine. Yeah, apparently they are. Like a guy I do some work with, he lives in Blackpool, and he says they've not changed. They're the same. They must look washed out and shit by now.
They're awful.
Faded.
Just bulbs flickering.
Yeah, just like sad neon lights, just like tram
If
drivers.
lights, if cartoon lights could look like they wanted to shoot themselves, that's what they look like.
Kill me.
One day it's just going to be coincidental that one of the figures is just going to fall and be hanging like that.
Must cost some money too.
Yeah.
Because they have like those little where you put change in at the end of it, doesn't it? And
yeah,
from what I remember, and it was like, this lights cost so much money a year, and you're supposed to donate money, but
do they still have celebrities turning them on, pressing the button?
well, celebrities.
Chris Moyles, what? Is he still alive?
If we get a few more thousand followers, we could do it. In the
Yes,
that's it. We have our goal. We have our goal.
You do it for the.
I would do it if they reached out to the Educated Apes podcast and let us press that big stupid red button.
We didn't mean anything we said. We love the Blackpool illuminations.
That's when you know you've made it anyway. You turn on Christmas lights.
Or do a panto.
Well, that's when you know you've made it. And
Panto
then
make a
fell
lot
off.
of money.
Pardon?
They make a lot of money.
Pantos are big money.
I know. Well, not my sister's fella is friends with someone who's like minor celebrity, and he does panto and makes like a shit ton. Like makes good money. So like you wouldn't have to work the rest of the year.
Just panto it up once a year.
Yeah, you're talking like thousands a week.
That's crazy.
EAP panto. He's behind you. It's the fat Scottish nurse like that.
I don't know. Pantos are the one place that guys get a bad grip because the lead guy character's always played by a girl. I just never understand that.
Yeah, and they always
like Peter
have,
Pan's always a chick. And it's like
it's
I think that's why kids these days are so indecisive about their genders, because they go see Panto and they're like, Peter Pan's a chick wearing tights dancing about.
And then
I mean,
there's always a guy in drag.
He's obviously
playing
got
like
tits.
the nan.
Yeah, exactly. It's fucked up. Don't take your kids to Panto because they'll just turn out,
It'll confuse them.
Non-binary or something.
Non-binary.
I heard a new one the other day that apparently a pansexual is someone who's attracted to the person and not the gender.
Pansexual.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Have I missed that, or is that something everyone's heard of?
Oh, it's just whatever now, mate. I've lost interest in all of them.
Oh, here we are.
It's old news now.
Bisexual.
Just someone read that first line. It just looks like
A literal
Nonsense.
dictionary definition of bisexuality due to prefix bi.
So it's just bisexual.
Yeah, it's just new
However
words.
composed with prefix pan is a sexual attraction to a person of any sex or gender. It's the same thing then, isn't it?
Oh,
But
it
I'm
just,
sure
it just
someone
means
will
they
come
like
on here and-
transgender people as well.
What? No, I didn't see that.
Oh, so it's like
'cause any
trisexual.
sex or gender means that they don't mind if you're trans.
Oh, so they're not
trans this,
bisexual,
yeah.
so they're not into
'Cause
two
bi
genders.
means two, they're into
every
anything.
gender.
You're going to get some weird Facebook ads now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or hashtag it pansexual.
It's going
We'll
to
get some,
track your searches.
Weird likes, won't we? No, I do. I don't know if this podcast has been what you were imagining it would be.
Well, no, I mean, like, I was talking about, people said, well, what are you going to talk about when you go on? I was like, well, I don't just want to talk about me for an hour, because I do that quite a lot anyway. You know, just like I say, I've been listening to it, and like some of like the other day you were talking about like being vegetarian and stuff like that. I was thinking, God, it's probably a good one I'm not on there for that, because I could say something that'd fire somebody up. But no,
Should've come
I've
No, you
enjoyed
won't,
it.
because
Coming down.
I'm not vegetarian. I just.
Bashes, yeah, got some.
It's just
sort
that
of
cow
lump
that
of
was
cows.
playing, mate. That cow that was playing freaked me out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's not surprising. It's like when you explain to people that they say like they don't eat lamb because it's baby lambs. You're like, no, it's just a word for sheep.
Yeah.
If it was called eating sheep, they wouldn't care as much.
Doesn't sound as tasty either.
No,
No.
lamb. Spring lamb.
When the babies, they look far tastier.
Well, like they didn't believe me. Like people were like, no, and you're like, well, you know, how much meat is on a little lamb? You know, it's not economic. Or
No,
that's
true.
the right phrase. So yeah, but no, but yeah, I
It's
mean,
not
it's
very
been
efficient.
it's been what I expected. Coming down, chatting some shit, getting everyone fired up with some caffeine.
Yeah,
my
we're
eyes
all
started
buzzing
twitching
now. I'm not going to
about
sleep
10 minutes
tonight.
ago. I'm not joking, my eyes started twitching about
You have to
10
go
minutes
work out or something at least. Is that what you feel
That
like?
was the plan.
ago. I feel alive.
You're actually going to have to go for a jog or something.
I don't know. I'm going to have to
No,
go
he
to
won't.
the hospital first.
Just start fighting people on the street.
Yeah. I'm going to show back to my
I'm an
kicks.
MMA fighter, you know. I've got a fight coming up. In
Got a fight. I
mid-camp.
don't know if you've heard of me. But
We need to get you a tagline as well, but we'll do that next step.
yeah.
The enthusiasm there, yeah.
I'm struggling to think. I'm so concentrated on my heartbeat. I'm struggling.
So where we can get you at Extreme Bean. Your website's just www.extremebean.
Yeah, extremebean. Oh God, is it .com or .uk? I think it's .com. I think we're up there with the cool kids. At Extreme Bean Co on all those handles. So Snapchat, which I use sometimes, Twitter, Instagram's the main one. Catch some of the porn memes on Facebook too. I'm also on other things like.
I don't know if you're at extremebean.com.
Oh shit, I miss selling it. I can't believe I've forgotten that. .co.uk. Look at that, we're top on Google.
That's what it's about.
People pay a lot of money for that shit.
You just gotta get hit, aren't you? That
Yeah.
many times.
There you are. There's that little Pac-Man loading up. And we've got all our shit on there. Yeah, but yeah, we do like Medium as well, which I don't know if you use it. Is like a written-based social media, so we put blogs on there and stuff like that as well. So, and we're going to be
That's
dropping.
how I feel right now.
Yeah, that's basically that's me actually. I look a bit different today.
That's me when I've got a pump.
But yeah, we're starting up our YouTube channel. We've got to do a bit more visual stuff. Like I say, we're looking to start up a podcast at events when we're out there, interview people like some of the athletes competing and stuff like that. So
If you ever need 3 idiots that aren't athletes on the podcast as well.
Oh,
Oh,
speak
yeah.
for yourself.
yeah, no, we'll definitely get you guys on. You know, this is my I've lost my podcast virginity here, so got to bring you on in return.
It's crazy. Podcasting is fun, and it leads you down some paths. You learn things about people you thought you knew.
It's so it's so good, I think, because like the radio's shit, and I'll drive for an hour at a time, and you can listen to things like, you know, sometimes I want inspiration, sometimes I want to listen to people just chatting shit together, sometimes I want like to hear an expert. So
And we fill all those niches.
All of those. We tick every box.
But yeah, no, it's oh wow, I'm gonna look at it on the screen. But yeah, it's been a pleasure having you on, and it's sick that you brought us all.
Oh, look, there's my mum commenting.
Yes, everyone's gonna follow your mum now. Stay away
shit.
from the Educated Apes fans. People will be on there.
I wasn't, you know, that's just creeped me out because I wasn't actually expecting people that you know to be listening. Then you sort of realise you're like, oh shit, they're gonna call me out on all my bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh, that happens a lot.
Yeah, I heard you said this on the podcast, but actually, if you find that, yeah, it's just like you can't do research now, like on the spot. As just spouts ran. What was that bullshit you came out with earlier?
Well, we forget it. Just
Chimney sweeps.
Yeah.
That's legit info, bro. Google it.
Chucking a goose down the chimney.
I was discussing this the other night. I did my research. I knew we were going to be talking about it.
You steered the conversation that way.
Exactly. I was waiting for it.
But no, thank you, Sean. It's been spot on. And,
No, cheers.
we're glad we got you to drive all the way down here just to come on our little podcast.
I'm fueled up with the right caffeine, so I'll get back sound.
Fuck yeah. You can run your car on that.
This has been the Educated Apes podcast. Get Sean at Extreme Beam Co on Instagram. That's his main one. Porn memes. Get us at www.educatedapes.com. We're not .co.uk. And yeah, everywhere else it's on the links. And we'll put all of Sean's shit in his links anyway. So yeah, get us there. Cheers.
Peace.
Cheers.
Bye.